No, like, it's up to you guys. What do you guys want to do? Did my recording just start over? Oh, no.
I need to relax, I think, guys, and rest and treat my wounds.
Yeah, yeah. So we should probably go back. We should probably let the centaurs know what's going on. There's because we may or may not want to deal with the sarcophagi. We need to have a conversation.
Well,
I guess
we know that they're trapped. We know that the
yeah,
sarcophagi, at least one of those sarcophagi, has like some sort of poison trap or something.
yeah,
So, I
yeah,
mean, if we're gonna set off traps, um, yeah, I want to get well first.
yes. Um, and Sarissa will touch. If we're gonna rest, Sarissa will touch Neil and just give you just 14 points.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, do a little mutter, to my god, the best god, the only god. And then, hold on. Okay, current.
Oh,
So
I
I'm
feel
giving you.
great. I feel so much better now. I mean, if you want to go check out those sarcophagi now, I'm down.
Let's no, let's go. Let's go relax. We'll make a plan. What do you think, Rio?
He's not going to do well if he needs rest. So rest it is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Yes.
care. I don't really care about the sarcophagi, to be honest. I mean, we got the Dragon
Yeah.
Slayer sword. We got your
Well,
sword.
exactly. That's why I'm wondering if we can't do some kind of research and figure out exactly what the dealio, like, is there with the sarcophagus, like, is there anything actually in there? Because, like, did they booby trap it just because they're dicks, or did they booby trap it because there's something else going on?
Yeah, we can investigate. We could come back and
Yeah. I
investigate it.
wonder if we headed to town, got some cat food, got some food supplies, had a big party with the centaurs, and maybe asked around town, like go find some old timer, like an old folks home, an old hospital, or something to see if anybody knows, some lore on the sarcophagus, etc. Or you think that's a waste of time?
Well, I think it the it was for the crew of adventurers that slew the dragon. The
Yeah,
we know that she was buried here with her retainers that came
yeah,
to. I mean, so I mean, I think we know who's buried here.
yeah. No,
Um,
not. Oh, yeah, I'll try to. And not so much who's buried here, but why are the traps booby trapped? Why are the sarcophagi booby trapped? I mean, there's already willow wisps. Obviously, they didn't plan on that happening. Um, so those wouldn't have been. They didn't know they'd be around to haunt everyone. But I'm curious, what's in the sarcophagi that would cause them to booby trap them? Like, were they just fundamentally dick? Or,
yeah, well, we
you know,
should investigate and open one, see what happens.
yeah. I love Neil. Open it, see what happens. Neil's the guy at the party who's like, "Oh yeah, hold my beer."
But yeah, can we do a short rest? Did you want to talk to the Centaur? I definitely want to take a short rest. Well, I'm sorry. Well, I don't
Yeah.
have to.
No, I took some damage as well. I mean, I suppose I could heal myself, but there's nothing wrong with taking a rest. Read. I don't know. I definitely need a lot. I burned through a lot of my spells, like uh, 75-80% of my spells.
You mean
are
your
gone,
smite
so,
slots?
yeah, my smite slots. Yeah, so my smite slots, whatever you want to call it. Sarissa, I feel that my god wants me to take a long rest and recuperate. I have called on my god a lot today. I should probably spend some time in prayer and meditation to thank them for their help.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You probably should do that.
Yes. Nothing's worse than an unhappy gold.
Yeah. Does your god know about me?
Oh, yes, most definitely, Neil. And I have put in a specific prayer that he helps me, or she. I still haven't decided exactly. They helped me help you so you can get home. That is added to
Thank
my
you.
daily list of prayers is that Neil gets to finally go home, and I want to
Wow.
help.
Wow, that's great.
Well, you're so adorable, Neil. I hate to see you go. Perhaps I'll go with you to the fairy
Yeah.
realm. The
Yeah,
fey.
you can come along. I'll introduce you to the elves and the Eladrin at the court.
Titania.
Yeah. Yep. Queen Titania. Yep. I'm gonna be in her court one day, as the court composer.
Titania. Now she's the queen of the summer court, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. Well, we can have a discussion about it at some time. I don't know much.
Yes. Well, we'll have to go there.
I'm starting to slide into Dresden Files territory. I'm like, oh, nope, Sarissa doesn't read the Dresden Files. All 20 of them.
I can't remember if I'm caught up on the newest one. I think I am.
Probably because the other one's been out for like a little while now, so I'm just dying to see what happens. Actually, the latest book that came out, I'm halfway through it, and I stopped reading because I know it's going to be a while because he has that new series he's working on, which I hate. So I stopped halfway through, so that way when I have a really rough week or something, I can just like pick it up and be happy and comforted in my inability to accept change.
Right.
Yeah, hate change.
Change is a bitch.
Right.
Oh my god. Yeah, I do not deal well. Like, yeah, this screen right now, I keep looking at it, like, why? How do I turn this off?
Hey guys,
And I don't like it.
super quick. What do you hear when I hold down my microphone button and I don't talk? Like, what sound do you hear?
Nothing.
No.
Okay. Because it's telling me it's picking something up, but if you hear nothing, then I think that's probably good.
Do you have noise suppression activated?
It's a blue Yeti mic. It's supposed to have that shit built in, but I have a fan going because it's hot and the cicadas are being cicadas.
Yeah, I hear a little bit of ringing.
Yeah.
A little bit of room resonance in the background as
Okay.
you speak, but as soon as you stop speaking, it goes away.
Okay, that's fine
Yeah.
with me then.
Same here. When you speak, I hear that little bit of that, ringing resonance, but the second you stop, it goes away. It's fine.
Coolio. So, are you gonna go to the Centaur camp for your rest, or are you gonna?
Yes.
Sure.
I think we should go to the Centaurs. Let them know where we're at. I'm sure they're going to be tickled pink 10 ways from Thursday, which happens to be my holy day, that we've dealt with a majority of the problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Let them play with the kitties. And Rio, would you be interested if we helped in cooking a delicious meal this evening for us and our new friends?
Sure, I can always use a prep cook.
Oh, I have this new sword here. I should probably see how sharp it is. I will gladly help.
Bugdub want to see kitties and horse people too.
Yes. Well done, Bugdog.
I don't.
Bugdog kicked ass today, too.
I did some good. I hit a lot. I hit good hits.
Yes. Excellent, Bugdog. You are a warrior.
Thank you, Ferryman, for making the thing purple.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, you're back at the Centaur camp. What you doing? It's like not even noon yet. It's probably 10, 11 a.m.
Well,
What?
Neil's gonna
Go
bust
ahead,
into
Neil.
camp and just be like, Huzzah! Huzzah! Sarissa has the sword! Sarissa has the sword! Sarissa has the sword! He's gonna get out his pan flute and he's gonna start playing, just revving everybody up.
Clarissa will walk in and do an exaggerated bow. You know how you kind of swoop your arm out and bow low while holding the sword out, like, ta-da!
Nice.
Yeah. Also, since I'm assuming, Rio, that you don't need a prep cook yet, until then, Sarissa I will be spending time with Bugdog. Sarissa's going to be trying to teach Bugdog, like, the basic ABCs and numbers and writing systems, if he doesn't know those.
It's safe to say he doesn't.
Yeah, so, like, you know, just rub some dirt. So you got a nice little dirt, and you pull a stick for him and a stick for Sarissa. And I'll start with, like, with numbers. 1, 2, you know what I mean? Just so he can recognize the symbols and stuff in common.
Okay.
And the, you know, the concept and stuff.
Oh, there you go. Because if you're just writing things, like, yes, that's good art. It's good art, Sarissa.
Yeah. Well, exactly, because I want to know what the orc word is for these things. I'm sure upon explanation, Bugdog will have some idea.
I think he speaks orc. I think you might be right there. Is it orc, ogre, and common?
Because he's an orc, but he worked with...
He's an ogre.
But he worked with the orc, so or did they all speak in common?
I think it's on his stat block that he does speak orc.
Yeah. I thought he spoke orc, and that's why I'm saying it'd be interesting to hear the orc words and the ogre words. You know what I mean? And so...
Orc is also on my character.
Oh.
Nice.
Perfect.
Let's...
I know infernal, because I'm a tiefling.
Deep woods.
Let's assume he does speak orc just to make me stop having to scroll for his thingy here, so...
Yeah. It kind of makes sense, you know, if he's taking
At least,
orders from orcs.
Yeah, at least enough to take orders.
Yeah. So yes, so I will share with you some of the basics. So Sarissa will sit down with him, and she'll start with the kitties. 1 kitty, 2 kitty, take, you know what I mean? And just start with and trying to learn the orc and ogre words and I'll teach him in common, not in infernal. I don't need to confuse him.
He would get, like, the basic numbers as high as he can count on his hands, and then he doesn't necessarily see the need for anything higher than that.
I'm not going to argue with him.
Okay, unless you wanted to argue with him, but yeah, if he...
No.
As far as spelling words, that's...
Maybe not so much spelling, but so he can recognize some basic things.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide, like, you know, like...
Like danger?
Yeah, like danger, or like, you know, spell scroll if it says blank spell to recognize the word spell, or you know what I mean.
Yeah. Alright, so Sarissa and Bugdog are having school. Anything special from the two of you?
Well, I'm out looking for herbs and spices.
Okay. And Neil, you're just kind of hanging out, playing music?
Entertaining, yeah.
Most definitely, Neil. We don't want you to tire out your lips or your hands foraging for spices and herbs, so please stay in camp and continue to play music, rather than forage for greenery.
Sure, yeah, I'll keep jamming.
So, I'm assuming the Centaurs are happy because at least a big chunk of the problem's been dealt with.
Oh, have you told them that the problem's been dealt with? I think
well, about 85% dealt with, and
okay.
We'll fill them in on what we're planning on doing. You know, like we're considering going in, and because isn't there one will-o-wisp left that we didn't vanquish?
You killed what you would believe would be the last one.
Okay,
Got them all.
that's right. So I'll be sure that Neil explains to them that though the will-o-wisps and the night terror, night stalker, whatever it is, has been dealt with, that there's still potentially physical traps and stuff in there, so it's by no means safe to go into. But as far as, the night is dark and filled with terror, not so much anymore.
So, so all of the ghostly lights above they're gone.
Yeah.
Yes, and their evil overlord, or whatever you want to call it, some invisible force that was quite nasty.
Are the traps clearly marked?
No.
No.
Okay.
So Circe will let Neil explain it. I'm gonna go back. I'll be over here counting with Bugdog.
Yeah, Sarissa's kind of like on this archaeology kick, so we're gonna go back and we're gonna mark all the traps for you. Maybe we'll put like some museum signs like in places of like this is where Rio killed a will-o-wisp.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea. And Circe will say, "Oh, that's actually an excellent idea." Neil is perhaps if the Centaurs are interested, or we could do it. We could start our own venture, like an outdoor museum celebrating the heroes of past ages or something.
Yeah, I think this could be like a park or something where people come to visit, and
Yes.
we'll definitely put your name on a plaque somewhere.
We'll put all of our names, but yeah, perhaps we should talk to the head centaur and see if they're interested in. It would be, a form of income, but a way of protecting this area. So
the Centaurs
it remains
could
wild.
charge for admission.
Exactly, and we could set it up with the local council, and we should seriously discuss this.
All right.
It sounds like a plan, honestly.
Yeah, I think this. I can see the centaurs, like they said, they could be like the game wardens, and it could be protected by Neverwinter, or you know what I mean, and it could be a destination. They could have destination weddings, even. How fascinating!
All right.
Yeah, so we're going back tomorrow,
yes.
Yeah, we're going back tomorrow, and we're gonna check everything out for you.
Okay.
Sarissa will yell over her shoulder, like, most definitely. Can you imagine trying to get insurance on a Barrow with unsprung traps in it? Oh, utter nightmare. The paperwork alone.
Do you guys want to do anything before we just skip ahead to tomorrow? Anything you want to roleplay, or?
Rio, would you be interested in making us one of your special breakfasts tomorrow morning? Also, if I help you prep, I'll help you prep everything this evening.
That's always nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what are we doing after this? What are we doing? I don't know if you guys want to talk about it now, but what are we doing after we go finish looking at this barrow? Going back to camp for a while, or are we going directly to the problem up there in the woods?
The problem in the woods. Which problem is that?
Oh, there's more. There's an orc problem again.
Oh, that's right.
Over to the east of here, in the woods, there's an orc problem.
Well, let's see exactly what's happening, and depending on what happens. Like, if we can easily clean up these sarcophagi, I almost think that perhaps we should start working on our park initiative and get that ball rolling. It's just a thought. And then go after the orcs.
Sure.
But we don't have to, like I said.
Well, sooner or later, you got to kill that dragon.
Yes, but not quite yet. I think we need to take care of the orcs and everything else around here first. It's dragon. While I have no doubt that we will kill it, we must be cautious at every turn.
All right. I'll probably leave that part out of the songs that I write. You know, we don't want
Oh.
anybody to.
No, definitely. That'll be that does not need mentioning.
Okay.
I'm almost wondering. I'm almost wondering. No, we probably plan on going to where the dragon lives to kill it. Correct? Or do we
Yeah, I
want
would
to
think
try?
so.
Or do we want to try to lure it out here almost, or something?
No, I think we gotta go. We gotta go to it.
Yes,
Kill it.
probably.
Kill it in its lair.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we gotta find some potions of cold
Yes.
resistance.
Agreed.
We
So.
gotta pay somebody to make some cold
Yes.
potions.
And that's why I'm almost thinking that if we don't start going on a park venture, we could get that up and running, because it could
We can
potentially
start a
be
potion
source-
shop.
No, it would be a source of income of some sort if we set ourselves up as the over management.
Oh, I see.
You know,
I thought we were just gonna turn control over to the Centaurs to run the park.
well, I guess
But
we could do that also. It depends on what they want. Like, do they want to deal with the collection of money and the council and the insurance and the advertising, or do they prefer we do that and they just oversee the difference between the CEO, the
Are they
CFO,
entrepreneurial centaurs?
Yeah.
Or are
Yeah.
they just lazy centaurs?
yeah. Well, how much do they want to deal with taxes and advertising? I guess is the question. Like, if somebody comes up and says, "Hey, we want to put a fantasy Starbucks out there," and then be like, "Oh, well."
I got the
So-
reference.
Yeah. So, I guess it's Sarissa, myself. I guess I don't necessarily always want to be out killing things to make money. It would be nice to have
All right, so let's
some sort of,
should
you
we fast
know,
forward to
the next
heading
morning.
back to the Barrow, or anything else?
We need to figure out how we're going to spring those traps without killing ourselves. Do we know they're poison? Was that?
Get bugged up out of and back into his armor?
Yes.
I don't think you guys. I think the check was really high, if I remember correctly.
Riley?
What?
I can hear Riley.
I'm not muted.
Or is it me?
No, we can hear you too.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now, Justin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was my dial.
If I remember correctly, the check when you guys were investigating one of the tombs was pretty high. I think that I would have told you with that high check that it was not poison so much as acid.
Acid.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. It just seems like somebody rolled really well, and we knew that there was a thing. So acid. So,
Well, we can disable it. We can disable the trap.
yes, perhaps. We need to figure out some way to spring it and see what happens. So, but acid would be liquid, right? So it's not a gas. So
I
it'd
mean,
be like hydrogen sulfide gas. I mean, I don't know.
it could be either. You wouldn't know. You just saw traces of acid on the.
So we need to figure out: is it? Do we need to spring it from afar? Do we just need to shield ourselves?
Spring it from afar makes the most sense. Yeah.
Well, I threw a spear at it. And that didn't quite work out. So we might need to get.
There might be a way to just disable it. Disable it so it doesn't do it.
Ooh, very true.
Have to check that out.
Yes. Any ideas, Rio?
Nothing comes to mind. Not until I'm in the moment.
I just changed maps just to be ready for it.
Yep, I'm ready.
So, it seems like you guys are fast forwarding. You have your breakfast in the morning, the special one that Sarissa helps as a sous chef or prep cook or whatever for Rio to be head chef, and you get your +1 bonus to your stat, your +1 mod bonus to the stat of your choice. You're back at the Barrow. It doesn't necessarily matter if you dropped down the ladder of the well into the head room, or like, where do you want to start, I guess, is the question.
I guess would go in the easiest way that is possible. Instead of dropping down the hole we dug, we could just enter straight from the hole we dug, or the secret door. From the secret door.
You dug both holes, technically.
Right.
You guys never even attempted to find the secret door.
No, but we did find the secret door though. Or,
no.
I mean, we went up the stairs and opened the door from the inside, and so I mean.
Oh, you did?
I thought we had. I don't know. I guess I just assumed that we had the secret door figured out.
So what I remember, and I could be wrong, obviously, because that has happened for sure. I thought that you guys exited and ran via the hole you dug in the south of the map. Mm-hmm. Because you were... Actually, you guys weren't running at the time. You knew there was something weird there, and you decided not to do anything at that point. So the next time you got... Oh, no. You came in, you attacked a thing. We'd actually never talked about how you left. So... It
doesn't matter.
It's not hard. If you had gone up the spiral staircase in the center of the map, you would find that the door was under a rock or something.
I thought Neil used his wand of secrets and it pointed us to the secret door, but it didn't matter because we already dug anyway, or something like that. It was something like that.
I think your wand of secrets was to find traps.
Okay.
But anyway, the door is whatever. You know where the door is. So you have 3 exit or entry points.
Okay, so how are we going to try to trigger the trap from a distance? Did anybody bring a 10-foot pole?
I'm wondering if we couldn't somehow attach, like is the sarcophagi lid, is there space behind it so we could almost attach a strap around the lid and hold it, on almost a come along from afar?
I will declare that there is room enough to, if you're talking about just like having a rope going all the way around the circumference,
like a toe strap, and you put the flat side along the edge, and then you can string it along and come along it to move it. So we could potentially do it from the other room. Could set up maybe some mirrors so we could see. Who knows?
Which one are you trying to tackle first?
I vote we go after the one we initially I threw the spear at. Since it's there, and that's the one that Neil identified as having the trap. So let's go after the most obvious one. Plus, it's the closest to the exit.
Is Bugdob with you?
I don't think he could easily fit down that hallway, right? Remember? Wasn't it like really small?
Correct. This portion is thin. However, he could go around the normal hallways if you wanted him to.
Or we could have Bugdob standing out here, and we could some of us could be more here to help pull, but he could be and we could, like I said, we could string quite the rope along the way with some of us further back and try to pull it. It'd be elaborate, but we could do it. It'd be fun, figure out the physics of it.
So the question is, where would you all be standing?
And not in that room. I know that.
How do you want to do it? You're muted.
So,
Sorry, I was just gonna say Neil can hide up top.
I'm thinking because if we tie it around and then we string it down the hallway, do we have enough? Or we could potentially even drive like a stake in like right here or something, so that the rope comes along and then it, you know, goes around that, so it's not rubbing against this wall to get a better, you know what I'm saying? Like, do we want to just manhandle it off and just pull real hard, or we want to get all fancy? We could also potentially, we could potentially have Bugdog come around this direction, and we could just try to haul it this way, northward, you know, tie it around and then have the rope go in this way. And, you know, and if we have to, we could skedaddle back out. Or I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, either angle, as long as
Yeah.
we're far enough away.
Oh, you guys got
Yeah.
your long rest, by the way, so make sure you did that in... Yeah, I forgot to say it.
So...
D&D.
My name says I'm Bardic.
D&D Beyond. It's D&D.
So what do you think, Rio, as far as angles? Should we go due north, try to haul it this way? Or this, like I said, we could, if we string it around and we were to hang out around this corner, and we could have Bugdog, you know, standing here and really reefing on the rope. If Sarissa, I could potentially stand here to, you know, because just trying to go like this and around this corner, it'd be a little hard. Bugdog would probably rip the rope in two, but if Sarissa was standing here to help, you know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to figure out how we're going to do this without breaking the rope.
And then west makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it just
North,
physics. Yeah. Northwest and yeah.
Around,
this right?
around that little hallway.
Yeah, because this is almost a straight shot right there.
Yeah, and then you could even pull it. I mean, to make it as simple as possible, you're just like even pulling it around this corner, back to this side. Like, that way, it's only really having to like wrap around one corner-ish type thing.
What are the chances that if we spring the one, that all of them pop open and something comes out or something happens? Don't know. Yeah. So, well, we could like haul from right here, and if we have to, we can, you know, get ready to skedaddle. I'm wondering.
Or summon Donnie.
Yeah, and have if all of a sudden we have a bunch of undead.
Unless there's somebody else you guys want to summon.
No, for this, I feel for this that Adon is actually the perfect. He's exceptional with the undead, and we seem to be cursed with many undead. Because if we're pulling northwest, if for some reason we awaken the undead, we're going to have to go all the way around to get to our out. And we could potentially run into some undead versus if we were hunting it from here. Unless we really want to be pedantic and literally go and dig another point of egress right here. So we could potentially, with Bugdog's help, drop another well shaft or whatever, and we could enter, tie the rope, pull it. If things go completely pear-shaped, we can then immediately leave and get up into daylight and regroup. A stitch in time saves 9.
Yeah, it does.
So Sarissa is all about pedantic. So if we want, because we have an incredibly long day, and this is either going to go very well or very badly, we could just put our tunnel in right along here, so we can do simply what we did back with the sword: is drop in, do our thing, and if we have to, get out immediately.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's already a hole dug down here. We could have an easy escape route if we want to be over. If we want to be over this way, then all we have to do is just run out the tunnel down here that we dug already.
But the physics of getting the rope, if we're going to do that, then we're going to have to set up some sort of pulley system, which is fine, because the physics of having a rope strung down this hallway, so we could have bug dog and still be close to the way we get out is. But we could very easily set up a pulley system, as it were. And so we spend our time building a pulley system, or we spend our time dig another well shaft. It depends. Do we want to be interesting and do the physics, or do we want to go with brute force labor, dig a hole?
Maybe dig a hole.
What do you think, Rio? Dig the hole or get creative?
Hole.
Zarissa's little academic heart dies a little bit. Oh, all right, let's dig the hole.
Okay, so, God, you guys are fun. You make things way more complicated than they need to be.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what we're thinking is like drop a well shaft right about here, so we don't have towards the edge of where the
Why there?
just so we can just drop into that hallway, so that way we can
That's
get
our
in.
escape route.
That's where we want to drop our well shaft.
I thought you were like creating a hole so you could pull the sarcophagus lid off from like above.
Oh, that is also an excellent idea. Or so we either do that, or which would be way more fun, thank you, Sky Daddy, is drop the hole directly over the sarcophagus, so we could just hold the lid directly upward. We could even use Fluffy as a Fluffy and Bug Dog, to help hold the lid out of the way.
There you go. Then we can just hang out outside.
Exactly. And see what happens. And do any undead come about? Excellent idea. So we need to be careful, and of course shore up the ceiling like we did last time. But yeah, that's what I vote is. Yeah. We'll just dig the hole over it and just haul it straight up instead of messing with corners and fulcrums and pulley systems.
All right. Now that you have time to like do your paces and map out kind of directionality, it's easy enough to dig the hole pretty much exactly where you want it to be, give or take probably a foot, but it's not a big deal. So you have a hole, another well dug that is over this sarcophagus. You have drawn a sort of oval around. And it sounds like you're having Bugdob and who's tying the rope around the sarcophagus lid?
Well, we probably need to have whoever could be the most delicate and do it without. So I'm almost thinking Neil, because he can potentially hover over it without too much pressure on it. He could just, put it around, tie it, so we can haul it straight up, hopefully, once he's out of the hole.
Yeah, I'm good with my hands. I can do that.
Very carefully, of course.
Okay.
Very carefully.
Yes.
I'm not going to require a roll because I don't think there's a time sensitivity here. So if you get it wrong the first time, whatever, you just fly back down and do it again. And it probably won't break the rope either in that case. But you have the rope tied around the lid in a way that you believe will, if force is applied upwards, would... Are you trying to just lift the lid or have it come off and like fall off also?
It would probably be easiest if we Sarissa is saying, if we applied some sort of northern horizontal force to have it fall on the floor,
So you'd want
versus trying to pull it straight up.
You want Bugdob and Fluffy kind of pulling up and also in this direction from above?
That's Sarissa's vote, because it's like, why haul it all the way up? If it breaks, we can put it back together if we make this into a monument, versus hauling it straight up all the way up through a hole. God only knows how much it weighs. Plus, you need to get the momentum going to get it off. So.
All right, and then Fluffy listens to you, Rio. So what are your instructions if you're going to have Fluffy help with this?
Well, with the space that's available there,
You guys they're going to be above ground. Plenty of room. You guys have dug a well, like a hole in the ceiling, more or less right over the sarcophagus. And so far as I know, the plan is that the rope has been tied around the lid, and Bugdob and or Fluffy are going to pull basically up and northward.
I'm getting serious feedback from somebody's mic.
sorry, I was holding the mouse button down. I want to put a log on the edge of the hole to serve as a pulley.
Okay.
So a big log. So getting Fluffy to help me pull a big log to the edge of the hole.
Bugdob would also help with that.
First step. Get that done. So that's ready to go. Then just ask Fluffy to stand maybe 10 feet away from the edge of the hole.
Okay.
With a collar improvised from the blanket in my pack. Because, Fluffy's a little bit bony, and running the rope around to a horse collar would probably help greatly.
Okay, so there is a horse collar around its neck and shoulders?
Yes.
Okay, and the rope is just going to be attached to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Rope goes over the log and down the hole.
Is the log supposed to roll or just create a... It's not really a pulley if it doesn't move with the rope as far as I'm aware.
Just so the rope moves more freely and can't dig into the dirt.
Okay. All right. Let's have... So I told you that Fluffy's stat block is that of a riding horse, I believe. Just, it's undead. So let's have a Bugdob strength check come... Well, do you guys want to say that Fluffy is helping Bugdob? Applying the help action, basically.
That makes sense.
So give me, with Bugdob's stats, a strength check with advantage. Whomever usually rolls for Bugdob in these cases, or anybody, I don't care.
Bugdob is, let me see, he's a +4, so hold on, I'll roll a d20, right? Plus d, so
It's 4
d, yeah.
at advantage.
Yeah, so 14 plus 4, so that one's 18, and the next one is 16, a dirty 20. Oh, that's 6, sorry. So, yeah, 18. And then
Eh.
Sarissa will help also. So 12 plus. So Sarissa got a 17. So an 18, a 17, and then whatever Fluffy gets.
Honestly, like, there's no real rush to this, so that was it was a pretty good strength check from the two of you guys combined. So sure, the lid comes up and off a little bit and
Yeah. We could
northward.
potentially have the Centaurs help also. I mean, we've got a lot of quote unquote horsepower available.
Yeah, there's no time limit. There's no way you guys would fail
I'll give
over
myself inspiration.
some amount of time. So yeah, it comes off, and as it does so, a sphere of acid shoots out about 10 feet from the sarcophagus, and as it does that, it cuts the rope because it's acid.
Oh boy.
So the rope is
Yeah.
more or less cut in half, given that like half of it would be tied around the thing. Yeah, so
Does it come out almost like a fountain and just spray out everywhere?
it's one like burst of a sphere of acid.
Okay, just like. Okay.
Yeah. Since nobody, I believe, was in the vicinity of 10 feet of it, none of you have to roll. But yeah, the rope is pretty much done for. I don't think there's salvaging it.
No, it's a good thing we would not down there. Is my sentiment.
Yeah, cut the rope, splice the uninjured bits back together, and try it again.
Well, the lid is off. It did that thing where it just kind of like slumps over the edge and it's at a diagonal
Okay.
now.
Sarissa will get Sarissa will drag the ladder that we used in our other hole over the dragon's head over.
Okay.
And drop it into the hole.
Okay.
Potentially. So yeah, I mean, I'll drop it in there like, well, do we want to go down? I mean, is this acid still acidy, or has it neutralized itself now that it's, hit other compounds?
If you're asking me, it burst out and it was a one-time thing.
Okay. So I'll drop the ladder down here. Do we want a Rochambeau? Who's gonna go? Oh, I suppose, Neil, if you could just fly down and hover and let us know what you see.
Yeah, sure. Let me check it out.
So, Rio, because Neil, you have dark vision, don't you?
No.
Oh, so Rio, can we borrow your torch?
But I can.
Yep.
It's also
You know that-
daytime, and you dug a hole
Yeah.
around this sarcophagus, so the
Yeah.
light's coming in there.
Sweet. Just be very careful.
Okay.
Maybe.
I'll-
Before he goes, can Sarissa like stop, make everybody be quiet, listen, make sure we don't hear anything funky going on,
Funky.
Yeah.
and make sure there aren't 4 other sarcophagi that have just their lids popped or something. So somebody else, because Sarissa's not the best at this. So 16.
None of you hear anything aside from that thwomp
Okay.
of that one sarcophagus lid.
All right then.
Okay.
Just be careful. Do not utter the phrase "here, hold my beer."
Okay. Well then, I'm gonna go fly down there and look inside the sarcophagus.
All right. It holds nothing of interest.
Oh man, just in here.
Oh my, no bones, nothing.
There's probably a corpse. I don't know.
Yeah. So, Neil, go ahead and can you use your little wand of traps again to see if it indicates the other one might be a problem? Because perhaps it's just a matter of us, springing all these traps and being done with it. Well, that way we don't have to worry about it as much.
Yeah. I mean, or maybe there's a secret door. Is there a secret door?
Yes.
Can I search for a secret door in this sarcophagi?
A door in the circle. Give me an investigation.
Would your
25.
You
Oh wow.
you see nothing special, just a stone sarcophagus.
Okay. Then I'll use my wand of secrets. I'll use a charge of that. Does it? I would assume that it points to the other sarcophagi, indicating a trap.
It finds traps within 30 feet.
Yes, and like points at it.
Yeah, and you see it lights up and points at the other sarcophagus.
The other second, yeah, they're all gonna be trapped. I bet.
Oh, well, I'm wondering if we can't tie off around. Striss is yelling down the hall. Wondering if we can't tie off over the other one, and just have Fluffy and Bugdog pull more westerly to get the other lid off. Hopefully it's just acid, but
Yeah, I think that's good. That's close enough. We don't need to dig another hole. We can just
yeah,
lever
it's
it.
yeah, we can tie it off and then string it along, and have Bugdog and Fluffy head due west.
So the digging of the first hole probably would have been, gosh, like I think we've been saying it's about 2 hours, if I remember correctly, from the other holes.
Yeah.
At least that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we're looking at roughly 10 a.m.
Right.
You're not going to dig another hole to do the second sarcophagus?
Well, we could. I think we can try tying it off and have the rope go this way and have Fluffy and Bugdog pull this way. See if we can't lever it off in this direction. Just
Sure.
so it would land on the floor.
As long as I'm out of the way.
Yes. And depending on where the knot is too might make a difference. If we put the knot up here, then the pressure would be pulling this way because we don't want it to slide into the wall. So I guess actually putting the knot down here, it would potentially drag this bottom corner over and off would be better.
So Bugdog, Fluffy, and Sarissa combined are pulling from the hole that you most recently dug.
To the west, yeah.
More or less exactly west.
That works.
With the knot at the bottom corner right here, so it kind of wants to go this way and this way.
All right, the DC is higher because of that. So, do you want to have Bugdog roll with advantage or Sarissa roll with advantage?
Well, I'll roll with advantage and then I'll help Bugdog.
It's not how D&D. You can't do that.
Well, how do you do it then? Let's see.
You're stronger, Sarissa, with your gauntlets, aren't you?
Yeah, with the gauntlets on, I am stronger.
I think she's equal.
Oh, equal.
Unless she has that mod, one strength mod.
Well, with the +1, but then I'm assuming Bugdog would have eaten that breakfast with us too. So no, we'd be equal.
If you want Bugdog to be strength, he would actually be +5.
Okay, so. And he is bigger than me, so I'll just roll a d20 and then add +5 for Bugdog. So
you would roll 2 d20s, take the highest, and then +5.
2d20. So 18 or 18 or what's that one? It's in the corner or 8. I guess we'll take the 18. 19, 20, 23.
Since you're basically more or less pulling the lid against a wall, It's not budging. You don't have the right angle for this.
Well, I thought we'd dig another hole. Then.
You
For each and every sarcophagus?
Well, we don't necessarily have to dig a huge hole. Just one big enough that we can drop a rope and, leverage it over.
You notice that the acid sphere was about 10 feet at most from the sarcophagus.
Oh. Well, knowing that, we could go down into the Barrow, give it a chance, and, go down the whole way just due north and pull, northwesterly while shielding ourselves, down the whole way.
Yeah.
We've got the ladder there too, so if all of a sudden we need to get up and out, we could, so.
All right, so Bugdob, Sarissa, is there Fluffy downstairs as well?
I can't see us bringing Fluffy down there, but it's up to Rio.
Okay.
Rio, do you want? Yeah.
It's not going to help us any.
Yeah.
No.
Help.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Bugdob and Sarissa, we could be down, down the hallway.
With your... Oh, did I...
Hoisted this way.
Oh, I didn't ever unlock this. Okay, I didn't know you guys didn't have this visible. Sorry. There we go.
Yeah. It disappeared again.
What?
It reshadowed.
Do you guys still see the shadow where Bugdob is?
There's a shadow over by Sarissa.
Yeah,
and...
there's one corridor that
yeah.
is still blocked off like that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's showing for me.
It
That's
went away
weird.
for a second when you clicked on it, and then you could almost see when you let your mouse go off. It just did this brrr, and just filled back in. And it wasn't like a block thing. It looked like a rolling, like it kind of just rolled and blacked itself out.
Still shadowy?
Yes.
You guys want to try a refresh to see if...
Okay.
Because it looks fine to me. I don't know how to make it different.
Hold on.
Refresh on the way.
It's still shadowed. It's no big deal. Yeah. It's fine.
Very weird. Anyway.
Now I see the stitches
Okay.
that indicate the 5-foot squares.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, since you guys are in this position pulling into the hallway, the lid comes off after some amount of time. It's we're not in a hurry anymore still, so as it does, there is once again an acid explosion reaching 10 feet from the edges of the lid and not reaching you, but that is one more rope that has lost a fair amount of its length.
Well, now that we know what we're dealing with, we could always just send somebody to town to get some more rope for us.
Speaking of which of you had rope in your inventory?
100 feet.
Okay.
I had 50 feet.
I don't think Neil probably had any.
I don't think I have any. No, I don't.
So you're down
Neil.
to 50 feet of untouched rope and roughly 20 feet of two different ropes that weren't acided.
Well, the acid area was 10 feet each time.
No,
So if I...
because the acid is hitting the rope that's tied around the sarcophagus as well. That's all in the radius.
Point well taken.
Yeah. I hadn't thought of that either for a second, but I thought of it later.
We could potentially dig a well over the other room, dig a well in the middle, and tie a rope across each sarcophagus on either side of the room, and pull due east and potentially... Do you see what I'm saying? Or if we put like a hole right over here and pulled, you know what I mean? So that the ropes are kind of, so the ropes are kind of getting pulled, and pull the lids in and up if we sunk a well shaft like right here. I'm just being creative.
So you would
We gotta
want
get more rope.
kind of an ovular well shaft in the middle of the room where you can pull all 4 of them off? Is that what you're saying? Or rectangular?
Yeah, no, I think that would be too much weight. But if we sunk a well shaft like in the middle, like right here, and we tied around the north one and tied around the south one, and if we got a couple centaurs to help us, and so we were pulling directly, I don't know, what do you think, Rio? Do east or something or if we sunk the hole, actually, we could be creative so that they're getting an kind of an upward towards the middle of the room movement jerk all at once. It should we could yank 2 off at one time instead of trying to do 1 at a time. We could get creative with our physics.
Reasonable.
Yeah, so we'll probably need to go to town and get more rope. We'll have to dig at least 2 more holes, but we can spend a couple days doing this. And while we're doing that, we can also be drawing up plans for how we want to present this to the city council, or I don't know if they have a fantasy fish and wildlife service we apply through. I don't know. A parks service.
Well, I can make the plaques. We gotta put a lot of plaques everywhere.
Yeah.
Just,
This might be this is probably unincorporated. We can just claim ownership, depending on who actually. We can just say it's ours and start
I
advertising.
think it's the Centaurs here.
Yeah, but for the paperwork's sake, we could register it for the Centaurs.
Register it as a historical
Monument, exactly.
And then the Centaurs can charge admission, and the Centaurs will keep it up and take care of it and keep it nice.
Yes, if they want to. If they don't want to, then we'll have to stay home.
And we'll put a plaque by the dragon head that says here was the dragon sword that was Sarissa's destiny, and we killed the invisible stalker outside, which you can see the sign on your way out.
Yes, we'll name all of us, and we'll get up we could potentially have some LARPing staff here, or volunteers that could, LARP how it went down.
Oh, they could reenact
exactly.
The battle. Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking we're going to need to stay involved in this. The Centaurs can own the land and oversee the park service outside, but I think the monument itself.
You want
if
creative
we want to have
control. You want creative
yes.
control. Okay.
Well, especially live action role play or recreation, most definitely.
Got it.
So, but yeah, I mean, I guess we could take a few days to dig holes, sink wells, get rope, yada yada yada.
Okay, so step 1, what you doing?
We need to go to town and get more rope, or if Rio wants to ride Fluffy into town. I mean, whatever the quickest way to get rope.
Okay, but so, I mean, you wouldn't necessarily know what the quickest way is, but what is the way that you are choosing to do?
Sarissa votes that we send Rio and Fluffy to town to get more rope while we stay back and sink another well.
I think Neverwinter's the closest at this point.
Town being Neverwinter. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Neverwinter's the closest.
Okay. Rio, would you like to RP that, or just take the ride, get the rope, come back?
Take the ride, get the rope, come on back.
All right.
Let's not get into any side plots.
Yeah. Easy enough on your skeletal horseback that has a car wrap, more or less, that makes it look like a real horse. I'm sure there would. I'm sure it would still garner attention, but it's Neverwinter. Things are weird, so it happens. Okay? So you did the whole. That's 10 a.m. Did the thing. Blah blah. So you could make it to Neverwinter and back by noon, just in time for lunch if you guys want to take a break. And in that time, somebody please draw what shape the hole would be, the well in this. It's the 4 sarcophagi room that you're attempting next. So whoever, draw the shape for me, please.
I'm away from my keyboard.
Oh, well, we want to know where we're sinking the hole here.
Kind of in the middle, but probably a little bit to the west, because we want the upward force. You know what I mean? But there needs to be some sort of. But there's an upward, and then the sarcophagus will kind of be going upward and being pulled inward, probably a tiny bit east of, you know what I mean, a little bit east of them, so we get a little leverage, but not too far east. You know, gotta kind of eyeball it. Hold on, I'm getting a piece of bread. Starving.
Yeah, around 5, our normal like midway point. I'm probably gonna need at least 15 minutes to get my food. So, FYI for everybody.
Yeah. I'm starving.
45 minutes from now.
Let's see. Hold on. So I'm thinking. Let's see. No, not there. We'll have to be sinking a couple different well shafts. So one, we would probably want a little bit more like here. So that way we get an upward force, but also kind of an inward force like this. And we would probably, the other one we could potentially do about where you said, Neil, either here to, or more like this. So that way, like I said, we're getting an upward force, but we're also kind of getting an inward, so they don't get too hung up on the walls and stuff.
So these darker spots are pillars of basically earth and stone.
Okay, so then
if you want to
do
this, let me erase. Oh, you got it. Cool. Ooh, that blue circle is me. I'm going to delete it here. Alright, so one of those wells would be dug by the time Rio gets back. As we were saying, like about 2 hours per well. Do you want it to be the one on the right or one on the left?
I'll let Rio or Neil pick. You want to do east or west first?
Let's do west.
Excellent.
All right. You have Bugdob, who is tired by now from digging 2 different wells, 4 hours of digging.
We can take 3 days to do this. Rissa doesn't care. So we can work until Bugdog, we're all tired, and then take the evening off, relax, play with the kitties, and then.
Yeah, we don't want to abuse Bugdog.
Okay.
We'll let him have as many breaks as he needs.
Okay.
Chris is helping him dig. And helping shore the stuff up. Neil's playing music.
I'm not helping.
Inspiration for Bugdob on his digging. So the western well is dug, and you give Bugdob a little bit of a break. He's 10 minutes, water, food, whatever. Around that time, Rio is getting back with Fluffy. And how much rope did you purchase, Rio?
200 foot.
And would it just be... I think there's two options, right? There's hempen or...
Silk.
Which one did you purchase?
Silk.
Okay, so did you deduct that from your gold?
We'll split it with you too, Rio.
I'm sure the price is listed in D&D Beyond. I don't see any reason it wouldn't be. I don't think it's expensive either, so... What, like 5 silver per 50 feet?
Not silk.
5 silver per 50 feet? Did you get silk?
Yeah.
How much is that per 50? Gold? 2 gold? I could look it up,
Checking.
but I'm lazy, so. And I trust all of you for some reason.
You trust us?
Until I don't.
Still checking.
Isn't it just like if you type rope into D&D Beyond, it gives you the price on them in the equipment section?
I decided to go elsewhere.
Ah.
You're right. I should have used Beyond.
It's all good. Anywho, we'll figure that out on the back end. I'm sure it's not expensive at all, so whatever. But get Bug Dob and Sarissa after a short break, during which Rio and Fluffy come back to your wells. Or one well at this point, actually.
10 GP for 50 foot, so that'd be 40 GP.
Oh, wow. More than I thought.
Let us know how much our share is to reimburse you, Rio.
Bugdop says, I don't have money.
Oh, you have money, Bogdog. We'll be sure you pitch in. Don't worry.
I have money?
Yes.
Where?
We're saving it for you.
Bugdop save?
Yes. Well, actually, I think we spent it all on your armor currently, didn't we? I can't remember. You'll
okay.
get some money soon.
Bugdop like armor. Understand. All right, so...
I need to be AFK for 2 minutes.
Okay.
What are we doing? We're preparing to re-rope the sarcophagi and
Yeah.
Yes.
and Rio's back.
Yeah, Rio's back with the rope. He would have left, I would assume, the last 50-foot length with you guys. If it wasn't already with you guys.
Right.
Which one do you want to pull the lid off first? The top left or bottom left?
The northwest. Yeah,
Okay.
left.
With whatever time it takes, a minute or less.
What I originally wanted to do is if we tied off to the northwest and the southwest, you know what I mean? That's why the holes were sunk where they were, to see if we could potentially get a Centaur and Fluffy, like we tie up in tandem or something. Like I said, we could get creative so we can pull 2 off and up at once, or do we think that'll be just too much weight to even deal with?
I would say the strength check to pull 2 sarcophagi lids at the same time would be pretty fucking high. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do the northwest one then.
Like, the book has them at a DC 20 for just 1 lid.
Right.
Which I've sort of ignored because you have time to whatever. The northwest one, when it is pulled off, there is no acid. It just thwumps to the floor as the others have previously.
Excellent. Well, that's good. We didn't lose any rope, so I guess we'll do southwest next.
Yeah, let's just open them all.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's get the lids off first.
Within a minute or so of, tying it onto the southwest lid. So you would have to go down, somebody would have to go down to get the rope and...
Right.
Yeah.
I can fly down there and tie everything off.
Are you just getting the rope from the lid?
Well, I mean, if the northwest one is open, I'll peek in.
You'll peek in. I
Inside.
had a feeling you might.
Yeah.
In this sarcophagus, you see... How would I describe this? You see... I don't remember... I don't know which race this would be, but let's say it is a... You know what? You guys can pick. So, it has the kind of flamboyant clothing, still kind of intact with some bits and pieces that are kind of eaten away over time, but pretty well preserved here, but flamboyantly colored. There is a lute on this being's chest.
Oh,
So what, thinking about what this particular character might have been, like the class they might have been, what race do you think they might have been? I'll let you guys pick.
You said it's a small race, smaller size.
No,
You didn't say.
doesn't matter.
I don't know, a tiefling.
Okay. Blue skin, red skin, purple skin. Short, fat, tall.
definitely not blue. I am rather unique.
Sure. So you think.
I'm very unique. I don't know. You want to go with red?
Red. Yeah.
So a red, female, male.
I think I'm a dude.
Tall, short, skinny, fat. Okay. Sure. A red tiefling male dude with a lute and some flamboyant clothing is in this sarcophagus.
Cool. This must have been one of the adventurers that killed the dragon.
So Rio, to catch you up, they have taken the lid off of the northwest sarcophagus. They have found inside a red-skinned male tiefling with flamboyant clothing and a lute on its chest.
What was the bard's name? Remember the library lady gave us the names? Or no, I know she said there was a bard in the party.
If she did,
she gave us the names.
I think
gave us the name of the leader, and then just said, and there was a bard, and there was a cleric, and there was a druid.
If I did, I was making that shit up on the spot, I think, but
Yeah.
I don't remember anything.
Yeah, I have it in my notebook, but I'm not going to dig it up.
Okay.
So.
I wonder if this loot is something special. I'd like to take the loot and...
Carissa will yell down the hole. Be very careful, Neil. Don't touch anything until you know it's safe.
Neil, blinded by this beautiful loot, is just gonna grab the loot and take it back up the hole. Get it.
Okay.
Get it outside.
We will pause there as Rio was about to say something as well.
I don't remember seeing any half tiefling, half orcs town. If it was a bard.
Half tiefling, half orc?
Yeah, well, bards.
Oh. And their promiscuity? Is that the reference we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. No, you probably didn't see a half tiefling, half orc in possibly. Well, I wouldn't say anywhere.
Ever.
They might. You don't know. You never know. So you pick up the loot, and as you do so, You have a loot in your hands.
Woohoo! I fly out of the hole like, check it out! I got a new loot!
Neil, did you grab something out of a grave without investigating?
Well, look, it's this cool loot. Check it out. It's harmless. It's a loot. It might even be magical. I'm gonna have to like play it and see if what happens.
Does it look like a normal loot?
I would say your choice of, well, it would probably be an Arcana check, but only for somebody who's proficient in it.
Not me.
Otherwise, it would be that whole, like, you have to sit with it for an hour and kind of spend time with it kind of thing. Not attuned to it, but...
I'm only I'm half proficient.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose, I could use a spell to see if it's been consecrated or desecrated. Make sure it's safe. Oh, I could even just detect magic.
Oh yeah, detect magic. I mean, if detect magic, I don't know exactly what that'll do, except for to tell us it's magic, but I don't know.
Yes, well, or I could detect evil and good, which will tell us, if it's
Desecrated?
been magically desecrated or consecrated, and, with magic. So, which still...
Neil strikes a minor chord and looks all spooked out.
But you don't really care for music, do ya? I'm telling you, I deserve inspiration today. That was brilliant.
These have been low hanging fruit.
Goes like this, the fifth of my chord. So I guess, do I want to use detect good and evil or detect magic? How about detect good and evil, so we'll know if there's a problem?
That's just gonna detect the presence of like undead and
no, it'll say
and celestials
but it'll say if an object's been magically desecrated or consecrated.
Oh, cool.
Like cursed.
Right. Yeah.
So, alright, let's do that. Hold on. Sarissa will it takes a little while, so I'll reach in, you know what I mean, do a little mumbling, put my hands on it. I'll have had Neil set it down too, and then I'll just kind of be standing over it and doing the. I don't think I would have Neil holding it while I'm casting a spell on it to see if it's bad juju.
I have to Google this interaction. Would you like Okay, so that's from 2009. I don't know if that's still. Okay, yeah, I'll allow that a cursed item would possibly be considered desecrated. That's fine with me. No, you don't detect.
Because an object starts out like usually neutral. And
Yeah.
if it's cursed or desecrated, it's made. Yeah.
Yeah, normally like desecration is in reference to land or an area or a building, but I think I'll allow it. So no, there's no. You don't detect any
Desecration.
desecration on this thing. I know, but is a desecration a curse necessarily? Like, are those synonymous? Whatever.
Well,
I'm allowing it.
people use them interchangeably. It's like when people say decimate. It irritates the fuck out of me. The place was decimated. Do you mean devastated? No, it was decimated. So
1/10.
1 out of 10 buildings was knocked down. Okay, not so bad, you know.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I'm allowing it. So.
Yeah.
You do not detect desecration on this item.
Okay. Well, it doesn't seem to be desecrated in any way, Neil. But
also,
have any alcohol wipes?
What's the range of that spell?
30 feet.
And where does it go through materials?
It would go, but it'll get blocked by like a foot of stone.
Okay.
Or like 3 feet of wood and dirt. So.
And is it
theoretically, if we were smart, we would go down in the hole and do it. So
is
that
it,
way, I'm not just burning a spot. You know what I mean? Like I could check the loot, but I could also check out the area where we got the loot from.
Is it concentration? Does it last a certain amount of time?
Yes, it lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I could just walk down into the hole or climb down the ladder easy.
Assuming that you cast it above ground where Neil has flown up with the loot, you do not detect any. Yeah, you don't detect any desecration or consecration or evil or good.
Okay. Can Carissa? I'll drop our ladder we made down the hole, and can I say to Neil, like, hold on before we go any further? Can I just crawl down into the hole, down the bottom of the ladder? Because I'll be close enough to both. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be close enough depending on at least this guy. Like, I can walk over to the one on the northwest. Do I detect anything funky?
So the northwest is the one that was opened, and
yes,
no funkiness, and I'm just going to assume for brevity's sake that you walk at least close enough to all of the sarcophagi in this little room, and you don't have any detection of any good or evil.
Okay.
Or consecration or desecration.
We'll come back up and be like, well, I'm not detecting any desecration or consecration, so that's a good thing. You should probably get on getting these other lids off.
Okay, it's bugged up. Can you bug that hole again?
Very quickly. There is a dead tiefling down there that at some point we're going to need to deal with. So if everybody could please treat him with respect.
The stories you were told were very honorable toward all of the party members that took down that dragon.
Yeah.
So they have been treated with respect for sure.
Okay.
If anything, you guys taking the lid off their sarcophagus would be
the desecration.
In a milder term, yes, but yeah.
Yeah.
Neil, can you still hear us? Are you frozen? Okay, never mind. I thought you were frozen for a second.
Staring at me.
Yeah. Anyway, so the rope, as far as I know, would still be attached to the northwest because Neil got distracted by Lute. Somebody tying it to... Sarissa, you're still down there, right? You want to tie it to the southwest or a different one?
What was that? Sorry.
Do you want to... So the lid on this... the northwest sarcophagus is off, exposing the tiefling. The rope is still tied around the lid. What do you want to do?
I'll say a quick little prayer over the tiefling, of course. Do they have any any clan markings or anything I would recognize, or is it just a flamboyantly dressed dead tiefling?
I don't know enough to make up anything, so no.
Okay, so Sarista will go back up topside so we can continue hauling lids off.
As a fellow tiefling, you might have known of this hero, talked about as you grew up and whatnot, fairy tales.
Okay.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
you're taking the rope off and tying it to the other one?
Yeah, Sarissa will go over, and just carefully tie it around and then crawl back up my ladder so we can get the next lid off.
Within a minute or so of hauling and heaving, you get the lid off of this one. You find another corpse in their battle attire of, let's say this one is a you see a longbow, kind of green and brown colored leather vestments, pants, vest, shirt, whatever. And we'll just say elven, wood elf, just because ranger motif, so.
Yeah. Well, we can... Once we have this cleaned up and,
You want to check his
make
pockets?
sure there's... these are dead heroes, so I'm thinking perhaps we don't take things from the body, but that's just me.
Oh, this loot is mine. It's my destiny.
And on behalf of all tieflings everywhere, we thank you for your help, Neil. And yes, enjoy the loot. Yeah, I mean, Rio's an elf though, yeah?
Yarp.
So we'd probably let Rio know and be like, we have one of our dead heroes as an elf. You might want to go see if you recognize anything about them. In the clan or something.
I'm not sure. Rio, can you hear us?
Sure can.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna pee super quick, so let me know, or decide what you're doing with. Are you digging another well? You're breaking for lunch?
We'll start. Sarissa will. While the.
Did we open all four? We opened. Oh, sorry, I missed that.
Oh no, we still need to dig the east well. So yeah.
Oh, okay. We didn't dig that one yet.
No, so we can do that.
For the
blah, blah,
sheep,
blah.
we don't have a spell for that.
The dirt, the well shaft spell.
Move earth or something?
Move earth. Some sort of pass wall.
So
I think I do. I think I do have a spell for that.
What you got?
Summon beast. Beast
Oh.
of the ground.
There you go. Like an earth elemental or something.
Like a mole. Oh, your little kitty is so cute. Hello, kitty cat.
Wait, I'm not seeing. Is his camera on?
Yeah.
I don't see anything. Like I said, mine is goofed up. It's like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, she's discovered the screen.
Apparently.
For it.
She's fascinated. Hi.
hola gato.
Want some treats, kitty? Treats.
Yeah, it's weird. I can't see Rio's camera. It's like I can't. Everybody's. It's just the weirdest thing. And there's no way to. There's no settings on this. How come I can't see Rio's camera?
I don't know. It is active.
Yeah. So why can I not see?
relaunch the app?
Yeah, no, I don't know what is going on. It's Apple. I fucking hate Apple sometimes. I'll figure it out.
I hate Apple all the time, so
Yeah.
anyway. Let's, for the sake of brevity, before we take a break in the next 15 minutes, you guys dig another well after having a lunch break to give Bugdob a rest and feed him a lot of food. The well is dug roughly by 2:30. No.
Is my camera working?
It's not on.
Okay,
As far as
I
we
can
can
see
see.
you guys now. Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
The second well in the east there is dug by roughly 3 p.m. You do your rope things. The northeast sarcophagus, the lid comes off. There's no acid, no poison. You see a gnome female with a couple, like a dagger in each hand, like across her chest in an X shape. So like the daggers will kind of point downwards, like along her arms. And you can assume whatever she might be from that. Kind of like darker, like black motif for and black leather motif for the armor and pants and such.
Wish I had a cat that I could pet and hold.
I bet this one was a thief. I bet this gnome was a thief.
The southeast sarcophagus also comes off. No acid, no poison, no nothing. In this one is a male, brown-haired, kind of... Yeah, the features, like... None of these corpses have been decayed in a like large fashion, so you can still kind of see facial hair, like more or less what I have going on, or John, or whatever. Just that, but like brown as well. He has robes of kind of purple and blue and red, and around... Clutched in one of his hands is a necklace with some red spheres.
Ooh, man.
And he's got like a wand or a staff and a pouch.
Oh man. We gotta get this stuff. That necklace, we need that necklace. I think I've seen that necklace before. And maybe those blades that the gnome was carrying might be worth looking at too. Now, I'm taking them if y'all aren't.
Just you and me, apparently.
That's okay. I have the experience of discovering ensorcelled stuff before, and I'm kind of underthrilled about it.
So, Neil, what are you taking?
I am absolutely taking that necklace.
Okay.
And putting it in my pack, and
Okay.
then do the what kind of weapons is the gnome holding? Like daggers or scimitars or?
Daggers for sure. One is a black, kind of like an S curve kind of blade, and the other is kind of just a basic looking dagger, but it's well kept, shiny. Both are cool looking and well kept, but Okay.
Um,
For now,
without like rooting through all the pockets and like completely overturning the bodies and searching them from head to toe. Um, that's about all we see you described.
yes, and you have the staff on the wizard plus the pouch of it's a pouch. On the ranger, you had the longbow and probably a short sword. Yeah. And if you're adding things to your inventory, you might want to like write this down or type it out, but you would want to say necklace with red orbs,
Okay.
black curvy dagger,
Okay.
Dagger from Barrow.
How is that different from the black curvy dagger?
It's just that one. That other dagger is just like your basic looking dagger, straight, sharp, obviously, but well kept and straight, not curved and S shaped.
Okay.
What was the?
Curvy dagger and a regular dagger. Well,
Yeah, but like distinguishing them in your inventory for now would be a good idea. And what was the other thing? The loot. So just say like loot from Barrow until you take the time to LUTE from Barrow.
yes. Lute
Yeah.
from Barrow. Let me go to add all of those custom things right now.
Until you take the time to, spend time with them and yeah.
Adding those things right
I don't know if we have lost Sarissa for now or.
There, I got my it to work.
Hey. Do you guys want to just like take the break now? Any objections? Okay. Let's do it
Yeah,
now.
we could do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn this thing off and try to sign back in and see what the hell's going on with Discord.
Okay. I've got to reheat some kind of keto pizza bowl kind of stuff and a roll. I think it should take about 15 minutes, so I'll try to be back around then, but it might be a tad later if it. Yeah. I will see you guys soon.
Yep. See you soon.
All right, we're back. We have all 4 of these sarcophagi explored in this room. Neil has 2 different daggers, a lute, and a necklace in his possession. What you guys doing? It's so it's 10 a.m. for the first 2, so then noon for the second one. So it's roughly 3.
Is Neil back?
Yeah, he's here. He's muted, but he's here.
Okay. Okay.
I should have got a.
Yeah, Shannon, did you miss when we those?
No, I heard that you got there's a red necklace and a black S. Yeah, you wrote that down, right?
I added them to my inventory.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm just gonna deal with the Discord problem later today.
There was also like maybe a short sword or a staff down there, but I wasn't interested in. I don't know.
Oh,
Staff, longbow,
Yeah.
short sword,
Oh, there's a longbow down there.
and a pouch.
yeah. So, Can you write them down, Neil? Just put them off the end, but Sriss will make we'll get it all and we can deal with it later.
Oh, you want to get it all?
Yeah, we might as well.
So
And then,
if you pick up those 3 things, just say like staff from Barrow, short sword from Barrow, etc. It would be a short sword or a rapier. Dealer's choice, really.
Let's make it a rapier, okay, Neil? Just because I don't think we've got one of those yet.
sure.
Got lots of swords.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah.
Longbow.
Yeah, I'm not some stinking cleric, so I don't really have that much of a problem because I highly doubt any of these people worship my god. So.
Oh, well, there's only 2 more sarcophagi we haven't opened, and we detected the acid trap from the far northwest one. So those 2 are probably going to be acid traps, but we should go open them, I guess.
I thought we opened those. Wait, we've opened 6 so far.
Right, and then there's 2 more up in the room with dragons.
Oh shit. I
You
forgot about those.
you have not opened those, and you have not detected any kind of trap or anything like that from them.
Oh, okay. I thought that's where it was that we originally detected the trap.
The original one was in the southeast, where you opened the first.
The first one that we opened was
Yeah.
the one we detected the trap.
Yeah.
I don't think we've done anything in here. I just fireman slid down the ladder, and then Misty stepped out with the sword. That's it.
Right. Well, we already have a well shaft dug in the upper room.
Yeah, like, because it's kind of right over it. So I'm wondering if we can't get some kind of leverage, and it would be easy to elongate. You know what I mean? The well shaft a little bit further south, so that way the ropes. If we elongate the well shaft we have here down to this pillar, so potentially if we get an upward and northward pull, we might be able to just drag these off real quick with a quick jerk without them, just because they're going up, as well as we're trying to get it to go, over, but with it coming up, it really.
Yeah, I think the angle's perfect.
Yeah.
Because we're both going up and over.
Yeah. Well, and gravity, it's not just a good idea, it's the law. It's gonna naturally, as it comes up, start swinging, inward towards that pillar.
Gosh, if I had a nickel for every time a quick jerk was the solution to a problem.
Right?
So many nickels.
Nickels.
You'd be up to your knees in nickels.
Yeah. All right. So for brevity's sake, once again, y'all get the leverage you need to peel off these 2 lids, and you see Hold on. It's never really discussed what she looks like, but you see in rusting, but still pretty cool looking armor, the corpse of what you deduce to be Lady Alagondar in one of the sarcophagi.
What kind of shape is she in?
Similar shape to the others, as far as like decayed state. Just
She's not that. You said the others weren't that decayed though, right?
yeah.
Huh.
So she is similarly undecayed or as little decayed.
She's been preserved, embalmed, or
no, nothing in this says that they're embalmed or preserved in any.
How long ago was it that this whole thing was supposed to have happened?
Yeah, and we checked for magic, and there wasn't any magic either. So what is going on? Wasn't it a couple hundred years at least?
I might have to go with fuck if I know.
Yeah.
I
That was a
don't.
long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know how long it was. I don't see. Whatever the state of decay would be, those 5 sarcophagi have bodies interred that are around whatever the same state of decay would be.
They'd be skeletonized, is my guess.
Sure. I think we can just play fast and loose with it, and but the last sarcophagus is a less awesome dressed. Let's go with dwarf.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm just gonna come out and say it. This other corpse has the telltale signs of being the squire of Lady Alagondar.
Okay.
But nothing of value really in either of the sarcophagi.
Yeah. Well, I think Sarissa already has her sword, which I would think is probably the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
thing.
That's
winter
the thing.
wonder's chicken dinner. Let's see, inventory.
It doesn't like say Lady Alagondar right on the sarcophagi. That's kind of lame. Maybe we should
On the inside.
on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to give
Well,
anything
do it-
away for grave robbers, so on the inside it is.
Yeah.
Well, what do we do? What do we do, Sarissa? Do we if this is going to be a monument, people can come visit.
Well,
Probably should seal these sarcophagi back up.
yeah, that's the thing. Is like what we'll have to do is we'll have to get the lids back on and probably mortar them closed, and to put general descriptions of the people that are interred here, and maybe even put a little disclaimer that by the way, all items have been removed for safekeeping, blah blah blah. Like we potentially set up a little museum above ground. You know what I mean? The standard, like don't bother because it's not here. So everything you see is a replica because of the priceless nature. Blah blah blah.
We gotta have like a plaque by the dragon's head with the dragon's name on it.
Right.
Because I believe we learned that, and I should
Yeah.
have written it down in my notes, and I didn't. But we could put his name or her name on a little sign right by the dragon head, and like maybe like with like the dates that the dragon lived, the date that the dragon was killed. Maybe like the first. We don't really know when the dragon was born, but we know the date the dragon was killed.
Exactly.
Oh, it was I found it. It's more than a century ago, but that's all that's all it says.
More than a century ago. And did we figure out the dragon's name?
Azdraka.
Azdraka.
That's
so,
right.
So we
The
need to have
green
like
dragon.
a little plaque set up like next to the dragon head that says Azdraka.
Yeah.
And
We'll do all the standard, the brass plaques and the dimly lit, and we could
it's gonna
even.
cost us some money.
That's just it. We could potentially, hire like a wizarding student to use some thaumaturgy or something, to like throw his voice so it quietly whispers to people, the various tombs, like almost like an audio
Oh
CD you can listen to
yeah.
while
Like they
walking
just need
through.
to like move. They step up, and then all of a sudden, like they're like somebody's telling them about this person.
Yeah.
And yeah, like silent disco. Sounds good.
Yeah, exactly. Like we could, like, I don't know, pair up with like Neverwinter's University for wizarding students to intern here. Like I said, we could make an entire business out of this and make it like
We
really
could.
awesome.
We could, but we promised those dwarves some dragon scales. And
Yes.
Some dragon hide. So,
Yes. I wonder if we couldn't make a deal with those dwarves that well, once we get that dragon and stuff, we'll have plenty of money to fund this endeavor.
we could bury that dragon here.
Well, because we told them we'd give them the majority of the dragon,
Right.
but we could potentially.
We could take that dragon's head and
That's true.
and put it like in like the most southern chamber and like make like a cool like area in the other end of the barrow with the next dragon's head.
But by the way, here's the latest dragon.
Yeah, this monument will have 2 dragon heads.
Exactly, something like that. Yeah. We'll do something like that. We can make it, and like I said, the centaurs can be outside and taking care of the woods, and they can help live off the
yeah.
money. But what we can make this almost like a destination. Like the monument itself, set up little yurts and stuff.
Oh yeah, we're doing this.
The druids can come out here, on the various holidays and do their little, and then sell tickets and incense to all the tree hugging, dirt eating druids.
Yeah, I about to say on some weekends we could have some of the like party kids too. Come out and just like do their thing. Like
exactly. Exactly. You can hire yourself out as a bard. Like I said, we could potentially set this up as a retirement package for ourselves. Just go kill this dragon, be done with it, and then come back here and just
run our museum.
Exactly. I can't hear or see anybody else.
I had myself sort of muted while I was eating, so.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and I turned my camera off for that same reason. What is step 1? What are we doing step 1?
I mean,
you're still in the barrow. You have some items. Are you leaving?
Think we can leave the barrow. It would be my vote, but I think we need to talk about how we're are we going to fill the hole, any of the holes back in, or are we going to? I mean,
and someone mentioned putting the lids back on, right?
Yeah, we'll put the lids back on. We will cover up all our means of the entrances to this place. We'll tell the centaurs, please don't tell anybody that the scary will-o-wisps are gone, because we don't need other people here, and that way the centaurs can kind of hang out and be, and just scare people off until we can get back and get our business plan going.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, exactly. We'll be upfront with them about our plan, but that's in the future. For now, keep a low profile, and we're probably bringing in a whole nother dragon head back here.
Yeah.
And to install, we got to get all this work done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so step 1, you've put the lids back on. Step 2, so are you filling the holes now, or going to the centaur camp now, or? It's roughly like 3:30.
How do you fill a hole that like
You
It's
just
already
use
connected
logs.
through to a cavity.
You just like a wattle and daub even, or you just use logs across it and wattle and daub over it and throw this dirt back in. It's not a problem.
Yeah, you'd probably have to lay something over it, and then, yeah. Are you doing that now or going to the Centaur camp?
What we should plan on doing too is go back. We need to. Oh, you know what? I have those little servants that I have. You know, I have
yeah.
three. Because I'm noble, whatever. I have three
Forgot about that.
servants.
Yeah.
We should start having them doing the running back and forth to town. But what we need to do is first off get a wizarding intern that comes and camps out with the centaur. Or, you know what I mean? It's somebody that has some kind of magical skill so that at night they can cast spells to make it look like the will-o-wisps are still there to help scare people off.
Ooh. Yeah. I like that.
All right, so what is the next step that I am adjudicating here?
We would have, for that, Sarissa, we'd have to go to Neverwinter and recruit said wizard. Right?
Something like that. Well, we could also send. I've got the three basic. God, what are they called? Anyway, you know, like they're not slaves, but they're like my
Squires, basically.
like my squires, basically. Yeah. We can have them. We can write up an entire thing and have them go deliver it to the local university and explain what we need and see, like, you know, they could swap out their students once a week. You know what I mean? We can try to work something out with, because, you know, nobody's going to come out here immediately.
Centaurs don't have magic, do they?
I don't. No.
You might have noticed kind of pretty basic earth kind of magic.
That's all we need is some really basic, you know, throw some shiny lights up or something.
Maybe
thaumaturgy.
Maybe one of them has that campfire spell, or was it bonfire? Something like that.
Yeah, we could just have if they have any kind of magic, this is some really basic magic, and just be like, look, you want to keep scaring others off so they don't bug you, and so just, and if anybody asks, yeah, this is a scary place, stay away. I'm sure the centaurs would go for it.
Yeah, until we will tell them that they can help scare people off until we return to secure and defend this place and make it and preserve it as a monument to all dead dragons.
Yeah, and it would also protect their land too, because the land, you don't have to worry about houses get built on it, and anybody that comes through here, it would be very controlled. You know what I mean? People couldn't just show up and set up camp, etc., etc. So it'd be in their benefit.
Okay, so step 2 is going back to the Centaur camp.
Except if you paid.
Yeah, exactly. Basically. Capitalist 101.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so step 2 is Sarissa sending her squires to inquire in Neverwinter for the mage school?
Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll write it all up and have the squires go.
Yeah, what do you want them to say, or what does the letter say, or letters?
I don't know. Just lay out what we just talked about.
That we have a important archaeological site that we have discovered and
will be developing into a monument.
Yes, we will be working to develop the site into a monument that in the future can be visited, but for now we need
security. We need wizarding.
Yes. We need a little bit of security in the form of a wizard, making it look like there's still will-o-wisps.
Yeah.
So
and an invisible stalker, like maybe like occasionally have like the trees move, like something invisible's walking through there. You know, keep it creepy.
Keep it creepy.
That's gonna be our motto. Write that down. Keeping it creepy.
Keeping it creepy.
So, how many wizards do you want for this?
They should come out in pairs so they can work in shifts or something, you know, and the wizard's not out here alone. You know, like a couple interns for, like, you know, whatever the school decides, like 2 interns per, you know, how long do they, you know, that kind of stuff. We're not academics, so the school of archaeology or whatever can get a hold of the school of wizarding or vice versa. But it would be a good learning opportunity.
So okay. There's a lot of details here that are unfortunately kind of I'm trying to eke them out little bit by bit. So are they doing this just solely for experience? Are they getting paid?
Right now, it would have to be. It could be part of. We could set something up at school where they do some of their interning out here or something. Think of it as like an organic chemistry lab. It's required for certain elements of your education.
Okay, so
and it's separate from your lectures.
So your names, being basically completely unknown in Neverwinter, are going to be attached. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's how come it's like, you know, you keep saying, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And it's like, well, I want to take our time and develop a plan, but if we have to do this now, then...
You don't have to do anything now, but you guys have talked a big plan, and then there was a moment of silence. There's a long moment of silence, as if, like, maybe you wanted me to say, okay, this happens. That's kind of what I'm asking here. I don't know what to do next.
We could say that we take a week. We write up a business plan.
Okay.
Contact the dwarves and let them know about this, blah, blah, blah. Contact the university. It's really not that hard to set internships up through local schools. It's really not. I used to do it all the time at my last job, and, you know, set it up and...
Yeah, but you guys are unknowns. So it might not be hard in the normal world, but they don't know who you are. They don't know why. You guys could be nefarious. You could be trying to steal their wizards from them. Like, there's no reputation.
I'll use my family's seal and stuff. They're wealthy. I'm from a wealthy family. So I have 3 squires.
That is news to me. I thought you just had squires because you were a knight or something like that.
No, it comes from my family's history.
Okay.
It has to do with my background.
I thought you were more famous, Sarissa, but I mean, you're super famous to me.
Exactly. No, I come from a wealthy family. That's why I have 3 servants attached.
I feel you're gonna make it. You're gonna be a big hero.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Rio. I just sense it.
Rio's already a superstar.
Ah, shucks, weren't up.
So for now, heading back to the Centaur camp while you draft your letter to the wizard school. And then are you having centaurs like keep an eye on this place to keep would-be stealers, explorers, etc.? Okay. Are you telling the centaurs the plan to turn it into a tourist?
No, they just know that we're trying to get the land in a preserve. So it could be seen as touristy, or you could look at it as like preserve the land so you don't have to worry about homesteads popping up.
Okay.
And so we could have an area where like they take care of the place, but they would have a section that's centaurs only, or preserved, that they could or could not invite people over, that kind of stuff.
Okay, sorry. So you're not telling them the plan to turn this into a money-making venture. You're just asking them to keep an eye on it for a bit?
No, we'll let them know.
Okay. And what part do they play in this venture? Eventually.
Let them know. And they need to benefit from this.
Yeah. Financially and as far as land, like you don't have to worry about your land getting turned into a farm or a village or anything. It's preserved in perpetuity through a national monument or whatever they call it.
The Barrow is not our land. We just live in this forest.
Yeah, well, it'll protect the forest. So a bunch of people from town out here don't cut down all the trees and build a bunch of houses.
So you'll protect the forest and our land by inviting people from all over to this Barrow?
Yes, it's called controlled chaos. Either they show up in dribs and drabs and slowly take over your forest, or you can find them to one area, take money from them, and give them set hours they can be here. Otherwise, they're breaking, they can get thrown in jail for being out of hours.
Or possibly they come to the Barrow.
We'll have park security.
Exactly.
They come to the Barrow, and then one family decides to set up shop, like a convenience store of sorts, to cater to the...
That's the reason we would set this up, where we partnered together, that nobody... We could literally set it up where, unless... you can even set it up that for the next 100 years, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, it all has to be in the fine details, but you can set it up for X amount of time, that there will be no leasing of land for outside enterprises, yada, yada, yada.
How about only Centaurs can camp? Nobody else can ever ever camp. Like, no camping allowed.
We would have to enforce that with actual force, and we would rather remain mostly unknown.
True.
We don't want to...
That's why I'm saying we just give a chunk of land for them to be preserved. They can come work the monument if they want, and if they don't have to. We can hire other people to look after the monument and make sure nobody's camping on the preserve. Like a national forest or something in perpetuity.
Okay, so for now you want a couple of our people just to kind of watch over and report to you if something happens, or fend off would-be usurpers of your rule or reign over this particular set of land?
Well, to protect the Barrow Mound from
desecration.
We're going to take care of it.
Okay.
In the future. Currently, you do not want humans to find out that there is no longer a curse or scary things here. Otherwise, they might show up and start building farms and plowing up your forest. So, it's in your benefit to keep the place creepy until we can come back and follow through with our plan once we have money, once we've killed the dragon.
Whereas previously, before you went into the Barrow, it was creepy enough to keep everybody at bay without us possibly sacrificing our people to keep it safe.
I didn't say anything about sacrificing.
If we have to fend off would-be intruders...
I didn't say anything about fending off intruders. All I said is keep it creepy, and humans tend to avoid scary places.
We have no means...
And if anybody asks... Sarissa will write down her name with her little, and be like, if anybody asks who the owner of the land is, and then, hand out my information, tell them they need to contact the owner.
So you want us to hand out business cards, more or less, to anybody who
You know what? Let's just leave it as is. If we come back and there's farmers here, we'll deal with it. If not, we'll make it into a monument down the line.
All right. We'll at least keep an eye on it to kind of let you know what's been happening.
No, it's fine.
I sense that you seem to be a little bit upset with this exchange.
No, not at all. I don't think the humans are going to come around here. We'll work on getting a wizard here to keep the lights going. But
all right. So, dinner time.
Yeah, let's just leave them alone.
Dinner time, Centaur camp. Anything special going on?
it's up to Rio.
Time to collect some more herbs and spices to start prepping the meal.
Right. We've declared that you don't need to roll for that, I suppose, so it's done. Meal prepped, spices collected. anything you want to do with the Centaurs or each other tonight before a long rest? Or the Squires in Neverwinter? Or...
Maybe teach them ultimate frisbee.
Probably
What's ultimate frisbee?
pretty good at that.
Is that like frisbee golf?
More like frisbee, sort of, kind of more like frisbee lacrosse, except without the sticks, just there.
Basically, you cannot move if you're holding the frisbee. So you're running around hoping that the person holding the frisbee can toss it to you, and there's two opposing teams.
Okay.
So you're trying to make your way to the end zone.
Centaurs might like that game too. We could all play.
They crafting a frisbee for the first ever time that has never been seen in the world would be quite an undertaking.
True. I'm not sure if we have a frisbee.
What is a frisbee? Is it made of plastic that doesn't exist?
No, it's like one of those rings. It's a carved
Metal.
wooden ring.
Or wood.
It's a frisbee made of wood. I wonder how...
And boom rings out of wood and they fly.
Like just the
Yeah.
ring. You remember those frisbees that were just rings?
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember
a
those.
chakram.
And the dogs would always get a hold of them and chew the shit out of them.
Whatever game is designed with whatever materials, the Centaurs do indeed enjoy it. What's the plan? Like, you guys have a long rest. Not that you guys, I don't think anybody needed it, but a spell or two may have been used, I think. What's the...
No, we're waiting for the wizards to come back, I guess, or
Yeah, like if we can.
I mean not the wizard. We're waiting for the squires to come back with the wizards.
So that was one of my questions. Were the squires sent to get a feel for, like, if there would be wizards interested in coming, or was the letter still needing to be drafted, or do you guys want to go in person because a letter might not be sufficient? Like, what's the plan with that?
We can just go to town now and talk to the university.
Okay.
You want to do that in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, should we leave Bugdob here?
Yes.
Can't really take him around town.
Yeah.
It's better here with the centaurs and the kitties.
Yeah. We might want to even leave Fluffy here too, because we've still got our other horses.
We could summon a Don too, right before we try to negotiate, because he looks really cool. He looks really like impressive, and like, you know, he'll like we'll summon him so he hangs out with us.
All right, so Neverwinter in the morning.
Yep, sounds good.
Do you guys want to have your normal kind of breakfast, and if so, do you want to choose different stats as your +1 mod, or?
No,
Chris will just leave hers as is.
as is, yeah.
Meals is charisma, Sarissa strength,
Yep.
and I think Rio
Whatever
is
Rio wants.
Dex. Rio.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I have that map. As odd as it is. I don't know if I still have the map that tells me what everything on this map is, but you make your way to the School of Magic, or whatever it is called. You've been there before. NBD. Where is that thing I had? And then Neverwinter. There we go. Interactive map. And once you have come to the wizarding school, what you doing?
present our idea to the university, the plans, ask if there's a local archaeologist, blah, 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 you know. See if the university, in fact, the university, we could even set it up as an ongoing training grounds for their, I don't know if it'd be thaumaturgy or what, magic.
I actually don't even see on my interactive map where... Would the House of Knowledge be the one that I was thinking was the wizarding school?
No, I thought that was the library.
It's not Castle Never. It's not the Hall of Justice. You know, we'll just pretend that it is somewhere, because it is somewhere in my mind.
Well, we could also eventually just head down the Sword Coast. We're on the Sword Coast, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just head down to Candlekeep or something.
You could.
That's a big university and library, isn't it?
Let's say that there is a wizarding school here, because they're a school of magic. There should be. What is your pitch?
Well, first, can we ask them? Can they identify magic of a few items for us?
Yes, we have people who can use the basic identify spell, if that is what you're asking. It is 20 gold per application.
Yeah, I can detect magic if we need Neil for free.
You don't have identify.
No, I don't have identify.
But I believe we can just spend some time with it.
Yeah, you guys could have done that last night if you feel like it.
Yeah, we could have done it last night. Yeah, so yeah, we'll just tell the wizard our pitch that, like, hey, like there's this archaeological site that we know how to get to, and we plan on bringing another dragon head back and turning it into a archaeological monument that we're going to fix up, make it really nice, and we also want to protect the centaur population from bad influences that might result from us having this monument opened up.
Did you say another dragon head?
Yes. I mean, haven't you heard of the dragon that's been flying around Vandelver and the countryside and
Of course.
attacking and killing people?
Yes. But
Yes, that's the one. Sarissa's gonna kill it.
saying the word another means that there is one at your archaeological site currently.
Yes, there the bones of an old dragon, Azdraka.
Oh,
Live.
so the dragon barrow.
Yes, the dragon barrow. Yes.
You have
Exactly.
been exploring the dragon barrow.
Yes, we have been exploring the dragon barrow.
And we were told that it is a pretty dangerous place. Is it still dangerous?
No longer dangerous, thanks to Sarissa and Rio.
But we will, that's why we're here talking to you, is we need people to still believe it dangerous. So we're looking to perhaps have wizarding interns go out in shifts to practice some magic, keeping up the illusion of will-o'-wisps and night stalkers.
I
And of
see.
course, this is all on the hush-hush. But I will say that should there be any publishing opportunities, you will have first option for any science or blah blah blah.
You see, our wizarding interns, they are very busy training, learning, scripting, spelling, to allow them to... What would they be doing again?
It would be like a lab. Like when you take organic chemistry, you learn the concept, but then you need to put it into practice in a safe and controlled environment so you don't kill other people. That's where the lab comes in.
Okay, that was
separate from the coursework.
That was pretty vague. What would you like them to be doing specifically?
Genetics. I don't know, illusion magic to make it look like there's will-o-wisps, or some basic elemental magic, move the trees with wind, keeping it creepy with lights.
Easy enough.
And potentially they could use other types of magic too, and practice in a big open space.
And you want them to be doing this for how long and for what particular purpose?
I'm almost thinking we don't need them constantly. You could do it like quarterly or something for a week or two, because with peasants in general, just somebody who knows somebody needs to see the light or something happening, and word will spread. So I'm almost thinking you could do it like a 1 week lab session, like almost like work study, like 1 week every quarter, or I don't know if you're on a semester plan or what.
So let's get specific here. You would like how many interns at a time?
I don't know. You're the professor.
Apprentices?
You could almost do it like it's an outdoor lab.
You keep saying that, and it doesn't really paint the picture you think it is. You want, like, one intern to go out, spend 8 hours, possibly creating illusion magic, and then come back to town, or the second intern comes to relieve him.
Go out, they have to stay up all night. They can, they can experiment a little bit with their spell components, maybe eat a few, and just stay up all night and practice.
Like one per week or something like that.
Okay.
I think they should go out in twos, though, because you don't ever send anybody out in the field alone.
All right. So 2 interns, 2 apprentices come out. In the morning, in the evening, are there rotating twos? Like, I need specifics here to see whether or not we can accommodate. Are they getting paid? How long of a duration total do you need people? I'm gonna be upfront with you. They will need to get paid aside from just training, and part of that payment will go to our school because they are still students of us. And the other part is that we want first access to the Barrow that has previously been unexplored by magical means, and we want to be able to kind of document what's going on there and explore. We won't take anything without first discussing it with you, but making no demands here or there, just having a talk.
Maybe not. Maybe not. That's okay. That's okay. I think we'll be fine. We'll figure it out ourselves, and we'll defend it.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much.
And as you guys, I'm assuming, are leaving, he's saying, you did say that the dangers are past, right?
No, no,
Maybe.
not so much. This was all hypothetical. We were looking for something in the future. So we will be back once we have dealt with the threat, and perhaps we can discuss internships.
Would one of you like to give a deception roll with advantage that I'm assuming the other is helping with? You guys both have pretty strong charisma, so I don't know which one is better.
My deception is +5. You have a chance.
-1 for me.
Which one is? Let's see where. I've got you've got one more than me, so you go ahead and I'll back you up, Neil.
With advantage.
Okay, let me do. I'm gonna roll this.
Ooh, I rolled pretty high.
Yeah,
Would he be inside his wisdom though?
My roll.
I trust you.
I know. I'm sure you do. It's just fun to see this work.
So the DM called.
I got a 15 and a 16. So
+5.
16 + 5 is 21.
You beat by 1 point. What's it called? It starts with an I.
The instructor?
But what's that? Insight. You beat the instructor's insight by 1. I got an 18 plus. I just said it was plus 2. He's not really good at telling when his students are lying, but he has that innate wisdom and blah blah. Oh, I thought it had been okay. Okay, bye. I guess.
No, yeah, it's okay. You're confused. It's okay.
Rude.
Yes, we'll come back once we've dealt with the threat, and perhaps we could set something up.
We would love.
We'll be contacting your people in the future.
Yeah, we'll keep the lines open, okay?
Thank you very much. We would love to explore that place.
You might want to warn everybody to stay away currently, though. We lost 3 party members just the other night. Terrifying.
Did they become wisps?
I think so. We'll probably have to deal with those also.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's unfortunate, but it happens.
All right.
So yeah,
What's next?
we're backing out of this idea.
All they wanted to do was explore it. They didn't want to take anything. But it's
They're
okay.
academics. They can't be trusted.
True. Probably. Maybe.
Trust me.
What's next?
I'm not too worried about the security of our dragon barrow at the moment. I think we can just move on. I think we can go back and hook up with Bug Top, and get mounted up for the trail and head off.
Yes.
Are you doing what the Centaurs requested as far as exploring that orc kind of threat at the? Is that the next place?
That is the other quest that we certainly were thinking about doing.
It's up to you. Have you guys done?
I don't remember if there were any left on the board that we did do.
I can't remember.
No, you haven't been there. I think that's on the way. All right, so you know of the orc threat that the Centaurs told you about. I think I probably also told you that pretty close by to that is another. It's kind of like a holy site. Let me look that up before I say too many words. Oh yeah, so Xanth, the centaur who you guys first met, would probably also mention there is a circle of there's a hill with a circle of stones, kind of like a la Stonehenge, more or less, kind of looking like that, just to the northwest of where the orc threat is.
Like Saracen stones?
Saracen?
You know, the big stones?
I don't know what.
Stonehenge?
Yeah, I said like kind of like Stonehenge. I don't know what Saracen means. Sadly.
Does it have big rocks or
I don't
just like a stone circle?
I don't have a view from. I have a view from on high. I don't have a view from like the side.
Oh, okay.
It actually might say how tall they are. They're 10 foot high.
Oh.
How tall is Stonehenge? Like 15?
Oh. No, some of the I think the uprights at Stonehenge or something like, aren't they like 12 meters high or something crazy like that?
Damn.
The lintels are, yeah, they're massive stoneworks.
So yeah, you have the orc thready thingy, and right close to it is this stone circle atop a hill.
Maybe they're only like 9 meters. They're very tall. I think in yards.
Well, we've dealt with orcs before. We got the orcs out of that farmhouse and returned the farm to that dude. And if these orcs are up in the woods, you know, who's to say that they're not going to come kill all our new centaur friends? So we've got to go
deal with it.
Got to go take care of those orcs and build our reputation, since the people of Neverwinter haven't heard of us. I can't believe it.
Well, we can always head down to Candlekeep or something.
Yeah, they know us in Candlekeep.
A real university.
You could start a whisper campaign.
Yeah, we should pay some of these wizard interns to start telling people about us.
We should probably get more supplies in town.
Let's buy all the wizards donuts. Make sure they remember our name.
Do you mean beignets?
Yeah.
They're uptight enough that they're just there.
Beignets. If you guys tell everybody about us, we'll go buy you some beignets.
You would also have learned, I would say, from Xanth that on the way to this orc base, or whatever you want to call it, it's not really a base, but is Falcon's Lodge.
Does that sound familiar?
That was where we entered the game, you and I.
Oh, that's right.
And Rio, I think. You guys were still there when Rio came.
We can all go visit Falcon.
But yeah, anything you want to do in Neverwinter before leaving?
Rio, you're our logistics guy. What all do we need to buy for our supplies, do you think? More rope, food, blah, blah, blah.
All very good ideas.
You guys have 250 feet of rope at this point, I think.
Yeah. We should maybe have somebody look at that necklace you have, Neil, and the other stuff, like take it somewhere to have it appraised.
I figured out what it is. I knew what it was all along.
Yeah, do you guys want to say that you spent last night? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Neil, what do you think it is?
I think it's a necklace of fireballs.
You're 100% correct, sir.
Yeah.
Is that good? Are we happy
That's
now?
great news. That's huge.
Is Neil gonna burn things down now?
I can fly around and drop these suckers on people.
Oh, really? How awesome is that?
And before I get too crazy, the book also would say that the lute is called the Lute of Illusions. So you're welcome to look that up and see what it does. I'm sure it's in D&D Beyond.
We could go to Falcons or whatever and post up there and goof around with this stuff and get it figured out after we get supplies.
You guys picked up...
Illusions.
No?
D&D Beyond.
Loot of illusions or delusions?
Yeah, it'd be so funny if it was delusions.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's see. There's a deck of illusions. Does loot. Helm of telepathy.
Huh.
Instrumental
All right.
cards.
I didn't expect that. Oh.
Loot. I can't find it.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that.
Is it a special item just for this adventure?
Maybe, but this is like your basic D&D adventure, and you would think the D&D Beyond would have it.
Loot of Illusions 5e. 5e tools. And so it's in other things. It's on the D&D wiki,
Yeah.
Forgotten Realms, etc. But it's not on D&D Beyond.
So,
It's in Xanathar's
Yeah.
guide, it says.
while you're playing this musical instrument, you can create harmless, illusory visual effects within a 5-foot radius sphere centered on the instrument. Interesting. That seems useless.
As an FYI, in their D&D Beyond forums discussion, they have equipment not on D&D Beyond that could be on D&D Beyond, and it specifically mentions your Lute of Illusions.
If you are a bard, the radius increases to 15 feet. So you can create a 15-foot radius sphere of illusions while you play this instrument.
Ooh,
There's our Will-O-Wisp thing right
that's
there.
super cool.
Bigger than, like, 15 feet would... You could make, like, an army of rock elementals, or you could get kind of crazy here. And they don't have the sounds to accompany, like, whatever's moving or flying or walking, but... Oh, wait, no, sorry. Sample visual effects... Oh, no.
Well, you could play your lute, Neil, and I could practice throwing my thaumaturgy sounds.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool.
Oh, they are obviously illusory, so apparently it doesn't even take a check to see through it. So I think it's just
they don't,
for flavor.
So for D&D Beyond, they don't have the lute specifically, but they have instruments of illusions. If you type that in.
That's it. It's called Instrument of Illusion.
A magic.
I just typed in the word illusion and it wouldn't find it for me, so that's why I was...
But Instrument of Illusions works.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says while playing this musical instrument, you can create harmless. Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 but
So it's
but
a
when
flavor
somebody-
thing.
Yeah.
Yep. It's in Xanathar's.
Yeah. Be different. Make it a sitar.
For the rest of the items, I am going to have some fun here and allow you guys to have some fun. Within reason, and you have 3 full weeks to spend a little bit of time here and there kind of researching homebrew items, actual items that exist in D&D Beyond, etc. And don't be insane about it. Don't make it like a super legendary thing, but it could be a +1 or +2 just straight up with no other effects. It could be a +1 with some interesting little effect, but both daggers, shortsword, longbow, and staff, you can kind of research. I mean, none of you would really benefit from the staff, but...
Can I make the staff into a javelin? A magic javelin? Have that on my own instead of a rental?
A
'Cause
wizard
it's a wizard's
with a
staff.
javelin.
It's used to be... Well, because the wizard's staff would naturally have some magic about it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So couldn't I somehow turn it into a javelin so I had my own magic javelin that was attuned to me?
Yes,
As
you
a
could have this
project.
be a +1 javelin of returning.
So when I chuck it, it automatically, like, all of a sudden, like, whoop, like Legolas's arrows.
After it strikes something, either it hits the ground because you missed, or it hits the stone, or hits a target, it will return to you.
Sweet.
It returns to you quickly enough that you can use it again for your second attack.
Sweet.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
just how
super
cool is that? And I can also return the
That was
rental.
the staff?
It
Yeah.
was the staff that is now a javelin of returning.
Right.
It's
So we've
a
got
wizard's
different
staff.
daggers, a rapier, and a longbow. potentially
Yes.
to look up.
So the black curvy dagger, your silver dagger that looks normal, short sword, longbow.
Yeah. Got it.
I don't think any of you really need the pouch on the wizard's hip was just like your component pouch, but I don't think you guys need that. So yeah, think about or create what you might want those other 4 weapons to be.
Two.
They can all just be +2 weapons if you want, or +1 with some interesting little benefit.
Flavor.
Not just flavor, like actual utility and
Oh, nice.
like the loot of illusions kind of boring. Like it's cute,
I think
It's
cool.
place. Yeah.
I think
but-
it's cool.
but it says they are obviously illusory. So like, what's the?
Yeah, that's kind of there. Obviously,
Yeah.
illusion. Yeah.
I mean,
It's
you
just
could
Yeah.
flavor.
you could be flying and playing it and wreathed in a 15-foot sphere of flames or ice blizzard or whatever. But
That'd be
I
cool.
like it. I like it.
Yeah, I can see Neil being a little extra. Then you've got that cloak and your face paint. And...
so yeah, between the three of you, you have 3 weeks to figure out what the other 4 items
Well,
are.
We can meet next Sunday for like a half hour or something, the 3 of us, and discuss this if everybody wants to think about it. You know what I mean? And then next Sunday, just
Oh no, I'm gonna be off. I won't.
You could just
yeah,
type out things in Discord over the 3 weeks.
yeah,
So
that's true.
I'll
Discord.
have internet connection, I think, most of the time.
Which country?
Philippines?
Yeah, they've got good connectivity there.
I
Where are you going to be? Which island?
I'm on the southern, like the southeastern Davao, but I'm also in a province to the northwest by about 3 hours. That the only internet is when people, like actual physical people, have to pay to have a tower built. Which her aunt and uncle did that, and they have a machine hooked up to the tower that she has to go and insert Philippine pesos to purchase a certain amount of time of internet, which she can
boy.
she can turn it on and off on her phone, so like 24 hours could last her 5 days or whatever. But
Interesting.
that's what I'll theoretically have to do while I'm there, unless AT&T gives me good enough 3G or 4G.
Probably not, but
That's
We'll see.
fun.
But in Davao, I should have internet connectivity, I think, almost all the time.
it'll be so new you won't even miss the internet.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
I'll be spending a lot of time with her. It'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So yeah, 3 weeks to kind of figure that stuff out. I might
me
throw
check.
suggestions.
So what day are we coming back?
I don't know. What did I say? 19th?
So June. Do we play? What's the first
The-
weekend where we would play
The 9th.
the 9th? So you'll be. I'll put Riley back. Malaysia
Huh?
or Indonesia? Are you going to Malaysia?
Philippines.
Or Indonesia? Oh, the Philippines.
52nd state.
Right?
She learned what was it? She learned English because she didn't start until like high school because she wanted to watch some American TV shows, I think it was.
Probably.
But her English is pretty good, so like as far as today goes, what do you guys want to do? We'll say
Well, I'm saying that we're hitting the trail to head out to in the direction of the either hunters, not hunter,
Falcon.
Falcon's Lodge, or the where the orcs are supposed to be. We're gonna head that direction.
Did you guys get everything from Neverwinter that you would want to? I think Rio probably specifically. This question is for you. And then Sarissa, do you want to return those two?
Yes.
And get okay.
I'll return the rental javelins. I think I get half my money back or something.
I don't remember any of the details of that deal.
I have
So.
it written down in my notebook.
Rental
I'll dig it out.
javelins.
I think it was per day, and you guys took a couple
Well,
long
you
rests.
can use rent a javelin.
Yeah. Well, remember I left my 2 regular javelins there as also a down payment, and it was going to be something like, yeah. I have it written down.
Yeah.
And then.
But yeah, any specialties, supplies, or whatever you guys want to get from here before you go, or regular supplies.
Maybe some new loot strings.
Oh, there you go. Kitty treats.
Kid treats.
Um.
I'm good.
You,
Okay.
Rio, you tend to be the supply guy. Can you think of anything specific that we need to mention that?
My backpack is already pretty.
I'm trying
Alright.
to
Just,
look.
it's a matter of routine.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess heading.
5 days rations.
Yeah.
Are you heading straight for? Are you heading to the Barrow first or the Centaur camp first? Or elsewhere?
Centaurs. Check in with the Centaurs.
Okay.
Centaurs, because we gotta get bugged up.
All right. And Fluffy. And your horses. Well, you probably have your horses, but not Fluffy. All right. And then at the Centaur camp, aside from... Let's see. So, you left in the morning. I think it's like a couple hours, even by horse, to Neverwinter. So, we'll call that 9:30. You did your mage thing. You may have bought supplies. That could have taken about an hour total. So, 10:30. You get back to the Centaur camp by 12:30. Have some lunch with them. Are you asking them to do anything? Are you having conversations with them?
Well, we'll
Find out what's new. Anything new gone on? Have they heard anything?
Not really. The Bug Dob has been very helpful and awesome. The kitties have been similarly awesome, but not helpful at all. Aside from
the cats.
Yeah, aside from entertainment value, which is helpful here and there, but no, uneventful.
Yeah, there's no wizards coming. There's nobody coming.
Yeah.
We're just gonna,
Yeah.
you guys just watch the place, and anybody comes through, you tell them this place is haunted.
Yeah. We'll just tell them, travelers beware.
We can do that. That's easy.
Scare them.
Were you spending some time, this is your DM, covering the holes you made, or are they just there still?
No, we put logs across them with wattle and daub over them, and then dirt over the top of that.
So we did do
Probably
that.
dunked up some turf and threw that over the top of that too, so it has a more undisturbed look. And very quickly we'll fill in.
You guys you would have had time to do it. But even with all the time you had to do it, it's still pretty obvious it's kind of like fresh.
And
So-
with the turf put over it?
Like all of it. Like there's no way you can make. Yeah, like you would have to take grass from elsewhere.
Yeah.
And put the grass
That's
on
what you
top
do.
of.
You chunk out the turf, you roll it up, you bring it over. It's backbreaking, but you do it, and you roll it out over the spots, and it really quickly will make its archaeological spots invisible very quickly.
So you're digging up like squares of like you're digging straight down so you can go underneath and get the dirt and the grass.
Yep,
Just scalping.
You go far away. Yeah, you go far away from where you are, or you set it up, haphazardly, so it just is like, what the hell?
Okay.
And then you just roll it over, and it.
All right.
Very short amount of time. It makes an active site look like there's nothing there.
So you guys would have lunch, the quick discussions with the Centaurs, just to keep telling people it's haunted and be wary. You would set out roughly, and if you're going toward the Falcon's lodge and the orc place in general, there would be some Centaurs that would go with you. But you would set out around 1:30. Do you guys want to go?
Which direction is Falcor again?
It's east northeast.
So over towards Coneyberry, that direction.
You would be striking for like north of Coneyberry. You'd be kind of striking this direction.
Okay.
Did you want to stop at your camp first, which would cost you maybe like 20 minutes?
Yes, we should check on our house.
All right. You get there. You see...
It's destroyed.
You see some, like, fresh footprints. And some hoof prints. But aside from
Somebody's been here.
Aside from that, like, nothing else is really disturbed.
Maybe we should spend a few nights here to reestablish our homestead and work on the cabin for a few days. Get it further along in case whoever it is comes back. They'll see that there have been owners here working on the site.
I just got 16 3 times in a row. That was weird as fuck.
We could also leave my servants here while we strike out, or have them work on it. It'll be much slower than Bug Dog, but that's all right. Leave them here. Have them do what they can with the 3 of them. They could potentially, cut down a tree a week, get it in place maybe.
Yeah. Slow progress, but okay.
Yeah, but ownership's 9/10 of the law, so.
Do you want to leave your squires here to do that?
Yeah, do we want to, or do we want to take them with us?
I mean, if we take them with us, they're just going to be hiding whenever we have to get into a fight.
Yeah. Yeah, this is true. So we could leave them here.
Okay.
And write out a list. Do this, do that, try to do this.
All right. So I'm assuming you let's pretend you had this plan before you left Neverwinter. In which case you can spend 1 gold and you can get one of those long saws that 2 people can use to cut down a tree. They just go back and forth with it.
Jack and Jill.
And you can, with that 1 gold, you would also be able to afford extra tools for them to like chop off little branches and shape the logs to how you need them to be to form the house.
Nice. I'll pay for that.
And
then Neil accidentally firebombs the log cabin and puts it to the ground.
you don't necessarily know how fast or slow they would be in comparison to Bugdob, but you will find out the next time you return to camp. And after I figure out in my brain how fast or slow they are.
Yeah. Ursa would not keep incompetence around.
They're not like wimpy squires. They keep
Yeah.
themselves in shape.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1:30 left Centaur camp.
Neil doesn't socialize with them. He doesn't
Yeah.
talk to them.
Oh, yeah.
So one
They're nothing compared to you, Neil. You are my friend, and they are the help.
Squires.
Yeah. Stupid squires.
So 1:30 leave Centaur camp. At your camp by about 2. You left the squires with instructions, blah blah blah. And with the Centaurs' help, because they navigate these woods very easily, they know every tree, basically. You make it to Falcon's Lodge by... that would be, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. What do you say? 7 minutes per, no, 7 minutes per mile, 8 minutes per mile with the horses, I think is what we said.
Seems like it was 7 or 8.
I think it's 15 on foot, so I think we just said 8 with horse. So 25 times 8 is 200. So we're almost 3 hours. Oh no, sorry, 3 hours and 20 minutes. So we'll just round that to 3:30 for like a break for water or something like that. So that's 2 o'clock. So you get there by about 5:30. And let's see if I still have Falcon's Lodge as a map here. They don't have the maps in alphabetical order on this, so that would be nice. Oh shoot, we still have my ex-girlfriend on here. Who never actually played. Created a character and never played. And then Sarissa's token is not on here for some reason. Oh, we were using that token as Sarissa. That's what it was.
Okay, I was gonna say, well, that's weird.
Okay, and then Falcon, Bugdob. Larger than life, that Bugdob. You make it to Falcon's Lodge with the Centaurs, and Falcon's butler dude comes out first. The older dude. Actually, no. You'd be greeted by the younger guy, the not child but like teenager, whose name I'll figure out in a second. It's quite good to see you all again. What brings you this way?
Oh.
Enough said?
Yeah, orcs.
Yeah.
Killing orcs.
Are you talking about the ones that kind of have a base of operations to the east of here?
Yeah, those orcs.
It's about time. I mean, not we were waiting for it, but it's about time somebody did something about them. Like, they had their comeuppance, you know?
That's right.
Agreed.
And Falcon, hearing this conversation, comes out and says, friends, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, Falcon, do you want to come with us and help fight these orcs?
Twist my arm, why don't you?
You look like the kind of man that could really be useful in a fight.
And happy to kill orcs.
I have been useful to you in a fight, I'm pretty sure. Or was that before you arrived?
No, I think I was here.
Did you guys do the logging camp with the underground? Yeah. Then yeah, he was there. On kegs, yeah.
He doesn't know Bugdob though, does he?
No.
Yeah. So we'll introduce him to Bugdob. And the kitties.
You are traveling with... Sorry, my apologies. You, good kind ogre, sir, you're traveling with this band of adventurers. Yeah. Okay. Did you...
He is the protector of the kitties.
You said kitties. What is that?
Yeah.
Like actual kittens?
Yeah, show them Bugdob.
And because you're not in combat, they are in the back little cages that are like fur lined and comfortable as fuck.
Yeah.
And
Think we all
Bugdub,
wish we were that lucky.
yeah, reaches
Yeah.
each hand back to unclasp both of the lids at the same time, and the kitties jump onto his shoulders, and that
Ta-da!
that is some fine armor. That's amazing.
The kitties bring us good luck.
And at that moment, I don't have a token for it, but a
Flamel returns.
long brown haired kind of middle-aged cat comes, hearing the little mews of the other kittens, and they both like are on Bugdob's shoulders staring at this new cat, and the new cat is staring at them, and the two kittens like exchange looks with each other across Bugdob's like neck, like behind his neck, and they both like scamper down his arms and go to the new cat. And the new cat's like just still kind of more or less paralyzed, like looking at them as they approach.
What is going on?
And they both try to pounce on it at the same time. But cat reflexes being what they are, the other cat dodges, and then there's a chase, and you lose sight of them really quickly.
Let us hug you. Just let us hug you. Stay away from me. Stay away from me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
I've seen videos where like it looks like they're playing, and all of a sudden there's like flop, 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 flop.
Yep, that's a cat. It's,
Teaching them a
it's all
lesson.
fun until yeah.
I am more than happy to join you guys and kill some fucking orcs, but tomorrow, right? Tomorrow morning, not right now.
Yes.
Good.
We should dinner, rest, plan, maybe recon.
Yeah, do some
See how
recon.
how many orcs we're actually dealing with, because 5 orcs is much different than 25 orcs.
Yeah. Hey, Falcon, have you seen that dragon around?
With yes, but mostly just flying over.
Oh, well, you have a business here. Yes, Falcon, you're familiar with setting up a business?
I had a business before it became too dangerous. The nobles kind of stopped coming.
Yeah.
Orcs,
So we can
dragon.
sit down and discuss our nature preserve monument idea with Falcon and see if he has any tips, tricks, etc. on how to get the ball rolling once we get money for killing a dragon.
My business is pretty simple. It's I rent out rooms, I take them hunting and train them how to hunt, and I feed them. That's about
Yes,
it.
but advertising and stuff. I'm assuming you know how to advertise.
It's been word of mouth.
Maybe you could move your business to our
There you go. Right?
To-
You could
sorry.
rent out rooms.
Location.
To your what?
To our Barrow mound, our archaeological site that we're gonna turn into a monument.
Are my clients
How do you
to
feel
hunt?
about sleeping in a yurt?
I have no problem sleeping just under the stars with no tent at all, but are my clients to hunt at this mound?
Oh, shucks, I don't know.
Yeah,
can-
we haven't thought that far.
We hadn't thought that far ahead.
Fireball. It's funny that you say that about scouting, because I have actually scouted this place that we're going to tomorrow quite a number of times. And here is what I know. It is what looks like a 2-story house. Roughly the dimensions are 30 by 30. It's surrounded by bushes.
Where the orcs are?
Yes, this is all where the orcs have made their quote-unquote base.
Okay.
It doesn't say how tall the bushes are, so they might not... Actually, they're pumpkin patches. It's surrounded by pumpkin patches. I have seen I've seen orcs. Let's see. When I've seen a few orcs patrolling around the outside, maybe 4, 5 tops. I've seen movement inside. I haven't been able to get inside myself, but I've seen movement inside the windows. Orcs coming and going. I don't have a full estimate of how many orcs are possibly in there, but given the differences I've seen in some of the orcs, it could be 10 or more. There are also boars that kind of roam the pumpkin patches. And I don't know if I was just seeing things. It happened on a couple occasions, but the boars became orcs on a couple occasions, and then
Boars.
the next time I saw them, they were back to boars,
Boars?
like pigs, wild pigs, boars.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Serious druidic boar action going on.
there. Aside from the pumpkin
Yeah.
patches and the house, there's a lot of vine action, like you know what strangling vines are.
Yeah,
They're-
English ivy.
Oh yeah.
There are vines that are creeping up like all over the house. They're not engulfing the entire outside, but they're also, I've seen them be more active than you would normally think vines are. And that makes me a little bit nervous for what's inside.
Well, we'll take care of it.
Yeah, we need to figure out what is going on.
We got Bugdob, we got Rio, we got Sarissa Strangeways, and myself, Neil Lodestone. And you, Falcon. We can handle it.
Like, those strangling, if I remember, don't they eat meat? Am I crazy?
There are carnivorous plants, if that's what you're asking. But
Yeah.
most plants technically are. You know? Right. Is that true?
No.
Because they'll eat, like, a lot of plants will use dead things
Plants
as fertilizer.
Are autotrophs. Yeah, but the plants are autotrophs. That means they make their own energy.
Well, yeah, but for fertilizer,
Fungus. Yeah, but fertilizer, realistically, is just the collection of, ions and things that you need. And that's,
Well-
across the board, whether it comes from meat or soil, or you're talking about, nitrogen-fixing legumes, or, alder trees that have symbiotic Frankia bacteria living in the root nodules. But they're autotrophs or chemoautotrophs, but there are some that have learned to also dissolve bodies.
yeah. So that's where I was what I was gonna say, is there are plants that have thorns that will snag like a sheep's wool, and a sheep can't get away, can't feed itself, and dies, and that nourishes the plant because it's kind of like fertilizer for them.
Yeah, but that's not the same as
That's awesome.
eat. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, but that's.
But
that's
if-
like an
if
adaptation,
that
but
plant-
that's not carnivorous.
If that plant acts that way, I can't imagine that any other plants wouldn't benefit from a decaying body.
Yeah.
So, carnivorous, if that's... I've watched videos where they call them carnivorous plants, but maybe that's just a fun little moniker because they don't actually technically
Well,
eat.
To
You know?
technically be carnivorous, it's not just about trapping the food. You have to actively digest it also, and so the plant that's snagging the sheep isn't actively digesting it.
It's a trap.
Breaking down because of its bacteria and its intestine and fungus and stuff, and then the plants that snagged it are taking advantage of that, but they're not technically digesting it. They're not directly digesting it, and that's what you need to be a carnivore versus, taking advantage of a situation or creating a situation where you can take advantage of the dead body.
I'm trying to figure out if that is all that Falcon would have seen.
What was that you just held up, Neil?
Admiral Akbar.
Oh my god.
It's a trap. Okay, what freaking... Oh, that's in that section. Okay. Yeah, that's all... That's all Falcon would have been able to discern. So, yeah.
That's good intel. Thank you, Falcon.
Yes.
I prefer that my
Dangerous.
companions have as much information as I can give and we can gather before we... I don't think this is going to be easy.
No.
Yes, we probably should plan some more. If there's strangling weeds and orcs and things turning into other things, and
Get some weed killer.
The
Cook up some weed killer.
4 Centaurs, one of which is Xanth, he came with you guys. They all have, let's say, longbows and quivers, and either spears and or javelins. And
is the longbow that we found in the Barrow, is it a +1? Could we let Xanth use that?
it was one of the 4 weapons that you guys can choose.
Weapon.
Yeah.
We have to find something cool.
It can either be a straight up +2 or a +1 with some...
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but we could let Xanth use it at least if we're gonna be fighting things and he's gonna help out from
Sure.
afar.
Yeah.
Until we, you know what I mean? Like, would you like
Can we
to
just
use
set
this?
this place on fire? Can we just burn it down? I mean,
Neil, I see where you're going. I like how you're thinking, but I think we need to be a bit more strategic.
okay.
But if all hell breaks loose and we're all going to die, definitely fly up in the air and let her rip. Burn it to the ground. Scorched earth and all.
Fireball it. Boom, boom, boom. I'll
We-
just
we
drop
need to-
fireballs. I'll just drop fireballs from my necklace. Just boom, boom.
We need to figure out what the boars are that turn into orcs, that turn back into boars. Rio, do you have any idea?
Just fireball 'em.
What's fireball resistant?
What's what?
Resistant to fireball.
What's resistant to fireballs?
Uh,
No, I don't know. I think we have some magic druids who are
yeah.
changing in, or we have some orc druids who are wild shaping into boars.
Yes. So we'll need to be careful. Approach. We could potentially have you use the fire bombs to direct the flow of our adversaries as they come out of the house or something.
Yeah,
Need to come up with a
burn
plan.
up all the vines, but just to attack the vines with fireballs.
Oh, yeah. We do strangling vines burn?
I don't know.
I've been looking in the book to see if it mentions anything about how burnable this house is. It doesn't, because that's a
Do the
solid
do the Centaurs
strategy,
know?
right?
yeah?
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Like, can these the strangling vines, do they burn real nicely? Because we could theoretically, just
Like, as you would know, like, living plants are less burnable than dead dry plants.
yes.
So
But if we could theoretically cover them with some sort of accelerant, and
If-
then they burn nicely.
in theory, yeah, if you had the time to spread enough accelerant to enough places and then hit everything with a fireball, maybe, I don't know.
We should think about potentially, I don't know, picking up some sort of accelerant to bring with us and just go with a full-on scorched earth plan.
In the words of Matt, you can certainly try. I would say Falcon would probably have a couple, like the size of I think a wine barrel, a couple of those of oil for, lanterns, whatever else he might need. So
Yeah.
aside from going to town to purchase more, he has 2 barrels.
What's the mechanics of the fire bombs? Like, are they just fire, or are they like a magical accelerant, or like how do they work?
My necklace.
Yes.
It's like the fireball spell basically. It's
Okay. So.
And
But without the sculpting that Grievous' brother was.
right.
Yeah.
But,
Or sister?
Do I know how many are all? I guess we never determined. I take it all 9 charges are still on the necklace. So yes, we have 9 3rd-level fireballs.
Ow.
You can use more than
That's,
one to upcast it, right? Or is that how it works?
Do you really need to?
You can hurl. Yes, you can hurl multiple, or you can hurl the whole necklace as one action.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, so it's 1 action per ball or entire necklace?
You can do the whole necklace as 1 action. We could
Just
nuke this place.
But what does it say?
One fireball does. A target takes 8d6 fire damage on a failed save for a 20-foot radius.
On failed save.
That's failed save. What the fuck do they take on a?
Half on a save.
If it says if
Okay.
you use,
Yeah, half as much on the other one. Yep.
if you use multiple ones at the same time, you increase the level of the fireball by 1 for
There
each
you go.
speed beyond the first. So
Yeah.
1. So you do the whole thing. It would be 3 plus 8. It would be like a 11th level fireball or something.
Yeah.
If that even exists. How much
Yeah.
damage is an 11th level
We need to.
fireball?
Well, we got to make sure this place is burnable. Like maybe it's got magic around it or something. But how well does magic hold up to a thermonuclear detonation? I don't know.
There must have been some magic in those vines that surround the house.
Exactly. I think we could come up with some strategery though to. We could. Well, we could once we look at it. What time of year is this again? Are the pumpkin fields dead?
They are not dead.
What time of year is this?
Let me know why you're asking, and I'll just give you the answer that you're looking for.
I want to know what season it is. Are we in spring? Are we?
But why are you asking?
Because it has to do with the flammability of various fuel types.
Things are as flammable as they normally are. It's not like the dry season. They are.
So things are still green.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we're in the middle of summer.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's. See, you're asking a question because you're trying to get some information, but I don't have an answer for you, which is why I was asking you, like, why are you asking?
I just want to know what season it is.
I don't know. I don't know if we've determined it, and it's winter. Things are not flammable at all. Anyway. Anything that would happen in the next...
New plan.
Yeah. Anything that would happen at this House of Vines and Orcs is going to be probably at least 2 sessions. So there's not a whole lot we can do with the remainder of our time tonight, unless you guys...
How far away are they?
They...
Like a day's journey?
I think they're only like an hour, but let me just make sure. Fucking... like 8 miles.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, his lodge is perilously close. That's kind of why he and the Centaurs, by the way, have a pretty great relationship. Like, that's why they know that Falcon and... Well,
Oh, nice.
yeah, so...
Bam.
It's almost an equilateral triangle from Falcon's Lodge to the circle of... Sorry. Falcon's Lodge to the viney two-story house place to the hill with the circle of stones.
It's not far.
Yeah, like 8 miles per side of this almost equilateral triangle. It does... I don't know if this information is at all helpful or different, but it does say it is a crumbling 2-story mansion, manse, whatever.
Even more flammable.
Yeah, and like Fireball is not just fire, it is, as Shannon said, kind of a thermonuclear... So, like, there's a force behind it, too, so it could theoretically knock down some walls.
Yeah. It sounds
Yeah.
like it must maybe made out of stone or something, because crumbling tends to be a descriptor of stone versus rotting tends to be more of a descriptor of wood. Like, who knows?
It says that it is all but hidden beneath thorny ivy,
Okay.
and it's set atop a 6-foot-high stone foundation.
Mm.
So that would also be...
High stone foundation.
Yeah, like there are stairs leading up to the front door. And that might be information that's helpful. So I'm trying to kind of glean what Falcon would see.
Ooh, I wonder if we could get the fireballs somehow down in the basement and just blow it to smithereens, foundation and all.
Usually you drop, you like
Yeah.
fly over, drop them.
Do fly to the Valkyries. I'll use my thaumaturgy and throw fly to the Valkyries. You come zooming in over the trees or the fields, and dropping your fireballs.
Falcon would have no information that would make you think that there might be a basement, but he doesn't know.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
The Ninja Turtles one-shot that I was trying to run for that one group, I was actually going to play a non-copyright version of Flight of the Valkyries as
Nice.
kind of like the last half of the final boss fight because there would be drones flying in.
That's awesome.
I never got to do it. I was very sad about that, but
That is a bummer.
yeah.
Rio, what do you think for our plan of attack? Should we just go and make plans from there? Can't hear you, or is it mine that's switched out?
No, that was me. I'm more of a... My character's more of a...
Go with the flow.
shoot from the hip, off the cuff. I'd really be dangerous as a necromancer.
All right. Well,
Cool.
this sounds like it might be it, unless you guys have any final questions or things you want to mull over for the next 3 weeks.
Can't think of anything.
Yeah, figure out what you...
I just wanted to say, if you guys want to summon a buddy that's not a Don, if you just want to summon somebody else, and I don't want to have all the fun playing a Don.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel free to come up with another buddy to summon.
Yeah. Dawn has just been so darn useful so far. Really useful.
Dawn frees up slots that you guys would theoretically need to use for healing, and you can use them for things you actually want to use them for.
Right.
But-
Besides
Yeah,
that
it works
stupid
perfect.
healing.
You could also have like a barbarian tank a la Soad, or a wizard with level 3 spells. Yeah, you guys are level 6, right? So
The healing is nice though when you don't know what you're going into, so we have to think about it.
Does he have spirit guardians? He could be built with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tried to use it last time, but didn't get anybody.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah, he casts Spirit Guardians. And that's a pretty badass spell.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right. It sounds like that is it.
Good game.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys in 3
Cool.
weeks.
Have fun in the Philippines.
Yeah. Figure out
Nice
those
and warm.
Yeah,
those
man.
weapons.
Great time.
Come up with something creative if you'd like to. Homebrew is fine as long as it's not super OP.
Oh yeah.
You could even theoretically have like a +1 weapon with like 1 spell attached to it that you can use once a day, or
Oh.
and like probably like no higher than 3rd level spell.
I will leave it up to Rio
Yeah.
and Neil because Sarissa does not know enough to come up with anything useful or imaginative.
All right, I'll see you guys in 3 weeks.
Have fun.
Later, Al.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Post photos.
Fly careful.
Tons of photos.
Yes.
All right, bye.
Stay away from Spirit Airlines.
Oh, definitely, 1000%. Yeah.
Yes.
Later.
Lufthansa. Avoid Lufthansa.
I took Lufthansa when I went to Amsterdam, and they were good.
Really?
It's just once though.
Fred got stranded in Beirut. by
Ooh.
Lufthansa.
Oh, that's not good.
Yikes.
Yeah.
The only thing annoying about them was I was sitting in an exit row, and they wouldn't, like, it's the first airline that has ever, in that instance, not allowed my backpack to be, like, at my feet.
Feel-
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
So-
it has to be completely. They take everything very serious.
yeah. Other than that, they were fine. All right, stopping the recording. I will see you guys next week. Toodaloo.
Okay. Have fun.